Here we go. Yeah, it's time. It's time, niggas. That's fucking loud, by the way. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Jesus Christ, that's loud. The fuck was that about? Put that to a nice 35. Yeah, no, that caught me off guard too. Don't worry. Don't worry. You are not alone. Jesus. All right, let's go to change the title. I'm about to. What do you think I'm going to my creator dashboard for? In the game on Twitch? I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Don't worry. Don't worry. All right. Apollo Justice, Ace Attorney. All right. So that's there. Go ahead and fucking tweet out that we're changing games. Why do people be responding to my shit posts so I can't find tweets I made a singular time? Please. Please. I gotta bug you on everything since we lost the Somnium file streams. Yeah, you mean since we've lost Ultra Despair Girls. Gotta make a good tweet. Can't tweet out that I'm streaming a different game without a good tweet. Where is the... I took a screenshot of the game. It wasn't in April. It was definitely in March. Where the fuck is it? Be under Knox. There we are. Yay. Keep UDG in the grave. Yeah, no, that's the one thing we just have to keep in the grave for now. Because it's just so scary. Thinking about chapter 3. We have no music, by the way. What is that? That was okay sound, right? That wasn't super crazy. Can turn it down a bit more. It was a little loud, but it wasn't like super loud. Turnabout Trump, by the way. What's going on here? Y'all okay? Turnabout Trump. Is loud. I didn't expect it to be this loud. Who the fuck? Who's chefing back there? Hold on. Oh, yo, these cutscenes. Yo, hold on. Showdown time. Full houses. King high. King wins. You lose. Huh? Eek. Let's go. Hold on. Yo, what a step up. Wait, these are different cards. I seem to be in a bit of trouble. Something like that. Dead. Someone hit him hard. Me? Please. The cop should be here any minute. I'm in your hands. Should it come to that. April 20th, 9:37 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 3. Do I have my options? Oh, evidence. Oh, Christoph Gavin? Hold on. Boss at Gavin Law Offices, a first-rate defense attorney and my trusted mentor? Wait a minute. Ooh. My first client, Just standing in front of this guy makes me nervous. Dog, who's the bum? The victim of this case, a traveler only recently back in country. Okay. I don't like this guy's triple question marks. Makes me spooked. Save your progress. I'm going to save right here. I'm going to return to the title screen just so I can change options. Because I turned down the sound effects pretty low. Continue. Yes. Beanie is clean. It's a nice looking beanie. Dude looks nice. Panicked. Palm sweaty. I can admit it. I'm nervous. Ah, good morning. Good morning, sir. You look tense, Justice. Wound up tight. Wound up, sir? No, I'm loose. I'm fine. That screeching noise, is that your voice? I suppose it's to be expected. Your first trial and it's a homicide. I guess justice doesn't start small, eh? I'm fine. I got up at 5 a.m. to do my Chords of Steel voice workout. I'm fine. Ah, that explains it. I did detect a certain rasping quality to your screech. This music is nice, by the way. Hold on. Dual Destinies and Spirit of Justice are on mobile too. Didn't know that? Yeah. The third, or the second trilogy, I guess? Would it be second trilogy? 4, 5, and 6 are on mobile. Also, shout out to him keeping the badge on him. I overdid it again. Head shakes. As you know, your client today is a good friend of mine. I wouldn't want to let him down, if you get my drift. Drift gotten, sir. I'm all over that drift. As it happens, I dined with him the night of the murder. We can't let this case fall through. Yes, I'm fine, sir. One more thing. Don't say you're fine quite so much. People might take you the wrong way. I'll be preparing our case. The MJ Maya meme, a dog. It's great. The only problem is I don't know why it says Detective Gumshoe. Grow up big and strong like Miles Edgeworth would have been fire. Alright, introduce yourself to the client. My name is Apollo Justice. If it isn't clear already, I'm a new attorney. And today is my first trial. Not that I'm worried or anything. The defendant has been accused of murder. My boss wants to help him out, of course, and so do I. I mean, there's no way he did it. Not him, no way. Hey, bud. Whoa. Dog. Good, morning. Morning. It's all to you today. First trial, nervous. Meeting him, cardiac arrest. I think I'm supposed to say something. Help? So you're... Fine, I'm fine. Ah, Mr. Fine, is it? I did remember you having an odd name. Well, we're off to a great start. Are you sure you're okay? I mean, with me? Mr. Gavin is a top-notch defense attorney, and he's your friend, so why... You'll see. You can do it. Be confident. I'm really sorry this happened to you. I mean, you know, the beanie says Papa. That shit's heat. Hold on. This guy got a semi-nice fit on. For a basic fit, it's a nice fit. Gold chain pendant. He's got the hoodie on, the beanie. You can't wear the beanie in a courtroom, though. You got to take that off. Yes, sir. Okay, I need to focus. First trial, here comes justice. April 20... Oh! That's close. 420? District Court, courtroom number 2. Who the fuck is that over there? Why do you still have a job? That's the important question. The court is now in session. Dog. Frames, no. The frames haven't been dropping. My frames are fine. At least on my end. Also, Payne, what happened to your hair? Why'd you let it grow out like that? The defense is, fine. I mean, ready, Your Honor. Mind going blank, don't panic. Too late. Your name was Mr. Justice, and this is your first trial. Yes, Your Honor, but I'm fine, really. Are you quite sure? Your voice sounds a bit strained. Dog, I like that his hair is emotive with him, like it falls down when he sweats. That's nice. Ahem, Mr. Gavin. Yes, Your Honor? I was under the impression that you would be heading this case. And was my intention, yes. However, a defense attorney must always see to his client's wishes. And my client specifically requested Mr. Justice. Well, of course he wants justice. But to entrust his case to this greenhorn, why? I do not exaggerate when I say that you're the best defense attorney in town, Mr. Gavin. Okay, so Gavin's got trial experience, fine, but does he have the cords of steel? Then let's begin. The defendant may enter the courtroom. Dog. Y'all got this nigga cooking? Yo, who the fuck is this nigga? This is truly an unfortunate turn of events. I'm sorry we had to meet again under these circumstances. Wait, is that fucking Phoenix? Is that why he's so privy on letting Apollo defend him? Because he can feel it? Long time no see, Mr. Wright. Yep, it's Phoenix. Dog, what happened? What was you doing? Yo! Dog, Phoenix been fucking out there. Hold on. Let's put the past behind us, shall we? These days, I'm merely Phoenix Wright, piano player. Mr. Wright, how could this have happened? I won't speak of it further, then. If the prosecution would be so kind as to explain the charges. Mr. Payne? To think, I saw you enter this room a fresh attorney, and now I see you leave in chains. Ah, Winston Payne. Subtle as ever, I see. Dog. The Phoenix been fucking out there. Hold on. Got Papa on the hat. Hold on. Ahem. The crime occurred at the Borscht Bowl Club, a Russian restaurant. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, took the victim, a customer, and he hit him. Wham! On the head. Smack. Killed him cold. Customer at the restaurant, you see? 7 years later, by the way. Dog. So Phoenix is what, 32? There's just no way. What you mean? What you mean, Gallus? What happened? And the defendant, you say he was... Tell me you're joking? Joking about what? The pianist for the club, it seems. Phoenix Wright, a pianist. This is the weapon that took the victim's life. Where's Pearl at? Wait a minute. Hey, she's 16. Back up. This is the weapon that took the victim's life. A bottle of grape juice? I get it. It's like wine. It's like poetry. It rhymes. Grape juice is apparently our defendant's drink of choice. The court accepts the deadly bottle as evidence. Submitted as evidence by Prosecutor Payne. Something to note, Justice. All evidence filed in the court record. Make practice of checking it frequently. And I can play this all with the mouse. I don't have to move my hand on the keyboard. Also, Gallus, what am I joking about? What you talking about, brother? I don't know what you mean. Alright, so, autopsy report. Time of death was 2 a.m. April 17th. Death caused by a single blow to the forehead. Sub-basement at the Borscht Bowl Club. Check button for details. Okay. So, open bottle, cards on the table, there was somebody else playing. Grape juice bottle used as the murder weapon. Bears the defendant, Mr. Wright's prints. Okay. How long did I yearn for these? Just putting it on makes me feel ready. The court record? Right, I've heard of that. Use the court record button in the top right to look at the evidence. I've done it. Right. Oh, wait, hold on. Nah, fuck the bullshit. Where are Miles and Franziska at? Where are they at? So, the victim was a customer at this restaurant. But just who was this Shady Smith fellow? We believe he was a traveler, Your Honor. A traveler. According to his passport, he had been out of the country for a number of years. He'd only returned to this country recently though his place of residence is unclear. And he had some sort of connection with the defendant. That, too, is unclear at the present, Your Honor. We believe they first met at the Borscht Bowl Club on the night of the crime. If they'd only just met, then why murder? Perhaps the victim slighted the defendant's piano playing? That doesn't appear to have been the case. Did you really not recognize Phoenix at first? Dog, he looks so different. Because when I was told about this game, I was like, the phrase of Phoenix isn't the main lawyer, my brain was just like, okay, Phoenix might not appear in this game. I figured he'd only come back in Dual Destinies because I can see him on the fucking cover for it, right? Because, like, let's see him again. At least not piano playing. I'll let this photo explain what I mean. Yep, as we can see, a game of poker was in progress at the scene of the crime. Wait a second. Isn't poker gambling? That's a crime in and of itself. Indeed. It appears our defendant... Okay, so here's the thing that I didn't understand about it being Phoenix. 1, can't see the spiky hair. 2, he's not wearing a suit. 3, I can't see the edges of his eyebrows. Because at the ends of his eyebrows, he has those fucking, like, squiggle marks. If I saw any of that, I might have been like, okay, it's Phoenix, right? Also, welcome back, Classic Music. Good to hear you again. So, looking at his and the fucking 5 o'clock goatee stubble, I didn't realize it was Phoenix at first. That's my bad. That's my bad. But I've never seen Phoenix wear a hat. That's pretty much what it was. Objection! That sure was an objection. It's true that the defendant was engaged in a game of poker with the victim. Yet it was only that, a game, in the purest of sense, a competition, Your Honor. A competition. Yes, a test of wits, a silent clash of passions. Only the cards, their backs wreathed in blue flame, know its final outcome. Come again? The cards on the table had blue backs, Your Honor. I believe the defense was waxing poetic in an attempt to mystify those present. And impress women. Dog. That will be our first order of business here, then. To find out more about this fatal game of cards. Very well, defendant. You will testify to the court about the poker competition held the night of the crime. My pleasure. This is it, my first trial. Here goes nothing. Here we go. Testimony, niggas. Let's get it. The competition. I am a penis by trade, yet I can hardly play at all. My real job is to take on interested customers over at the poker table. The room where we play in the competition in there are the club's main attractions. The rules are simple. We play a game of poker using 2 decks of cards. That's all it is. A game. And our customers are happy. Okay. Pianist who can't play piano. Better than a defense attorney who can't defend. You talking shit over there, Winston? I will fuck you up. Very well. The defense may begin the cross-examination. Right, Your Honor. My first cross-examination. Don't blow it. Are you alright? You're sweating bullets. Bullets? Where? It's a figure of speech, Justice. Your voice sounds strained and raspy, too. My brain feels strained and raspy, sir. You've watched me perform cross-examinations many times. Though you've never done one yourself, have you? Care for a refresher? What to do? Should I ask Mr. Gavin for a refresher course in cross-examination? How about no? No need for help here, sir. I think I got this one covered. I think you better do more than think. You know it, or you do not. Do or do not, there is no try, niggas. I'm fine. The cords of steel are ready for battle. My weapons, press and present. Find any inconsistencies, any lies in the testimony, and reveal them to the court. That is cross-examination. Learn it, know it, do it. Inconsistencies? Lies? Phoenix Wright. As if. Phoenix Wright would never lie, and it's up to me to prove it. The defense may begin the cross-examination. Alright. So because I don't press buttons on my keyboard, I gotta look for... Oh, there we go. Penis by trade, yet I can hardly play at all. Alright. My real job. What is the definition of this real job? They pay you just to play poker? That would seem to be the case. I am a professional, after all. Ah, do I detect pride in that statement? It's just hard for an honest, hard-working member of society like me to imagine. Yes. Your imagination was always a bit limited, Winston. What? I played poker for 7 years in that little room. Dog. Card shark. Phoenix Wright. And I've never lost. Once. What? You see why the customers come now? Defeat the undefeated poker champion. It's quite a draw. That is, I'm quite a draw. Wait, you've never lost once? Not even one time? As I said, I'm a professional. Dog. Who let Phoenix into the poker room with the Magatama? Y'all should have been checking him. Y'all should have been checking this nigga to make sure he did not have that goddamn lie detector on him. He's played poker for 7 years and not lost once. Is that even possible? The room where we play in the competition, in there are the club's main attractions. Okay, but why? I hit Q out of habit. The room in the crime scene photo is an attraction? It has quite a history, actually. The Borscht Bowl Club used to be a gathering spot for black market types back in the day. Black market? All in the past, things like the black market are only on the silver screen nowadays. Suffice to say that there were a lot of deals being made under the table. Right in there in that room. Smoking room, gambling hoods. You know, just looking at this picture makes me feel bad. Bosses gather around the table cutting deals, safe from the eyes of the law. Meanwhile, a goon keeps watch through a small window. I can practically picture it now. The window does look like it would be good for keeping a lookout for but little else. The room had a few other tricks to it, though it was common knowledge for our regulars. At any rate, they come to play poker in a room steeped in history. Despite the dark past, it was all good, clean fun. I'm glad you connected those dots. What you mean? The Magatama shit? Or what you mean? Oh, well, I mean, it seemed obvious, right? Maybe it's because I'm coming off the OG trilogy really soon. I'll chalk it up to that, because what the time difference between Trials and Tribulations and Apollo Justice was a little bit... It was a couple years, so people could have forgotten, right? So the question is now, did somebody get pissed? Yeah, if Phoenix was wearing the Magatama, would have known off rip it was Phoenix Wright. But because it... What is this? What is this on his neck? I can't tell. Alright, you use 2 decks of cards. Do you use both blue backs? 2 decks of cards! Simple measure to prevent cheating. If you alternate 2 decks, no one can slip in cards. There's something else I noticed. In addition to the cards on the table, there are some lying scattered on the floor. Yes, precisely. Cards on the table, cards upon the floor, each one forming a complete deck. A crime scene painted blue by a sad sweep of cards. I don't like... Kristoff is... He's too smug. Like, dial it back a little bit. He's also a little cute. Hold on. It's poetic, really. Incidentally, we used 2 types of cards at the club. One deck of cards was red, the other was blue. As I recall, in poker you make 5-card hands. I can see how it would be easy to cheat. Yes. A game of hands. Huh? Okay. This competition you're talking about, I believe the court understands the nature of the game sufficiently. That's right. It was a simple game, after all. Are you sure? Huh? People are not murdered over simple games, Mr. Justice. Well, if they find out that, that somebody was cheating. Is it Edgeworth levels of smug? Absolutely not. No one can reach Edgeworth levels of smug. But his hair and like, he's very waifish. He's a little on the smaller side. He's got a defined jawline though. Defendant, you were in the room the very moment that crime occurred. Yet you claim no connection to the crime? Now that's strange. What's strange? I was testifying about the competition that night. Asking me about the crime at this point is against the rules, Your Honor. Damn. I still remember. You can't try me, nigga. I remember. As me. 15-1 Phoenix Wright. Of course I expected to hear a cry of objection from the defense. I completely let that one slip by. Don't despair yet, Justice. Uh-oh. They're saying it too. We gotta get... Never in my life would I ever. That one's still a technicality. Yeah, that one's a mulligan. We threw that one out. We tossed the game for the homie. Sir? Right? There's something I'd like made clear. Namely, your connection into the case at hand. And I'd like to hear it from you. Sure, why not? Very well. The defendant will amend his testimony. Just one little press, and I've got myself a whole new testimony. I plead silence regarding the murder, but I will say I never touched the murder weapon. Phoenix. Phoenix, you know. You have to know. Wait, how do I... Oh, present at the top. Okay. Objection! So you say you didn't touch the murder weapon? This grape juice bottle? Right? So I said. Something the matter, Mr. Justice? No. Winston! Shut up over there. Too bad our new defense attorney never learned how to play dumb. Yo. That objection kind of bassy. Yeah, like, it's weird because fucking Apollo's objection has more bass in it than Phoenix, but I imagine Apollo is... We don't have us in our profile thing. So, also, 33. There we go. Phoenix Wright. Formerly an ace defense attorney of some renown. Hold on. Dog, get Winston out the courtroom. Someone, please. But, like, all, nigga. All. What's this, Mr. Payne? I examined the bottle in question, you see, and it was covered with the defendant's fingerprints. No need to shout, Mr. Justice. I can hear you just fine. Yeah, like, look at him. He looks like I should almost give him a fucking... Like, he's young. He's super young. I think... How old is, Let me look it up. Because I don't think looking up his age will be a spoiler, right? Apollo Justice age. What? Okay. No. Okay, so y'all gonna have to look at this. Somebody come look at this. Understand the fact that I was a little bit confused here, okay? Just a little bit. I realized they were talking about the game, but I was like, there's no way he's in this court 13 years old, right? There's nothing on the, okay. How old is Apollo? Apollo Justice Ace Attorney message boards. I believe he is 22, so he's younger. Oh, I just kind of got spoiled. Fuck! Damn it! Well, I know Emma's in this game, by the way. Dog. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. Excess yelling can damage the judge's ears and our case. Not that big of a spoiler. Yeah, but I would have liked to be surprised when she popped up. But what about my cords of steel? Anyway, hold on, I gotta take a sip. And cough, but I didn't want you guys to hear the cough. And I just spilled water on my wrist rest. That's amazing. Good thing I don't have to put my wrist there. What's so strange about the fingerprints on a bottle in a restaurant? Well, that's true. The prints alone don't prove he did. Well, glad to see Winston still sounds the same. Oh, they wouldn't prove a thing if they were normal fingerprints. Huh? Yeah, so Apollo is younger than he's younger than Phoenix was when he started. And he's got a deeper voice? I don't allow that. Nah. That one's not right. They were upside down, so he was grabbing it by the neck. Great. Means he was holding the bottle inverted. And there can only be one reason for that. He was swinging that bitch. Yeah! Yes. To brain someone with the bottle. You know, I kind of like Apollo. Apollo's nice. Mr. Gavin, I think things just took a turn for the worst. Oh? I see no problem, Justice. Huh? Like, if his chin was just slightly smaller, you could tell me that's a girl and I'd believe you. The only thing that matters is the truth. There's a good reason for everything, you see. Defendant, can you explain your fingerprints on this bottle to the court? I stand by my plea of silence regarding the murder. For now. Dog, don't make this a game. Not very cooperative, are you? This could hurt your case. I'm sure he's uncooperative because he's hiding something. There must be some reason.
Objection!
Your Honor, you seem to have forgotten something. And what might that be, Mr. Gavin? On the night of the crime, who was it that reported the murder to the police? Reported? Well, that was the defendant, Mr. Wright. Dog. This sprite right here, this picture for, this sprite for Phoenix, where he's just looking off, he don't give a fuck. He just knows he's gonna walk out of this course or this courtroom free. Really? Yes, well, according to the case file, the murder was reported from near the scene by a call from the defendant's cell phone. Near the scene? Let's take a look at the diagram of the murder scene, shall we? Perfect. Pagier. The victim was murdered in a small room. Ooh. Dog, the music in this game is nice and comfy. In a base room 2 floors below ground level. Second floor basement. Of course, cell phones can't get reception so far down, so we had to come up. The defendant used the stairs in this hallway to go above ground. Dog. What happened to Phoenix? What happened to Phoenix in potentially a year and a half that started to change him into this man? Like, this music is nice. Hold on. It seems like it's ending though, but oh no, it was just the downturn of it. But like, this is nice, like, relaxation music. Like, you can make a fucking vaporwave song out of this. And it's nice. The call came from the first floor of the restaurant. I see. And this phone is the phone that made the call. Type other submitted as evidence during the trial. The defendant could have just fled the scene of the crime if he so chose. Used by the defendant to notify police from the restaurant's first floor. Okay. Yet he fulfilled his duty as a citizen and reported it to the authorities. And you claim he is being uncooperative? Yeah, he also could have hid the murder weapon as well. I mean, obviously Phoenix Wright didn't kill somebody yet, but Phoenix Wright didn't kill anybody in this case. Let me say that. That's why we're defending him. That's why he chose us. Nice save, Mr. Gavin. Better not waste this. I think the prosecution has toyed with our client enough for the time being. Toyed? I assure you, no one is more serious about... What was it you said? The defendant was in the room the very moment that the crime occurred. How can you possibly know this? That's a good question. How indeed? The answer is simple, Your Honor. The prosecution has a decisive witness. You're as good as they say you are. Dog, we should have just known. Everybody would have just known. Winston, you're not slick. We would have just known. We're not idiots. Come on, buddy. So someone else was in the room the night of the crime. That must mean they witnessed the crime. Everything up till now has been a warm-up, Justice. Are you ready? Very well. The prosecution may call its first witness to the stand. Oh. Oh. The witness will state her name and profession. Hold on just a moment. Judge, back up. Where is the witness? I surmise that she has been frightened by the defense's demonic-looking horns. So I used a little hair gel. Relax, people. Have no fear. If any horns point in your direction, this court will cut them off. You are sure? I swear it on my gavel. Please, come out. Isn't violence against hair a crime, Your Honor? Well, if you are sure it is okay. Ahem. Now the prosecution... are you serious? Wait a minute. Would the prosecution care to explain the witness's, paraphernalia? Yes. She is a professional, Your Honor. Those are merely the tools of her trade. And that would be... We haven't got a name yet, by the way. My name... I had to say something. My name is Olga Orly. Olga Orly? The internet's truly fucked me up. I can't see that name is Orly. It's O'Reilly. I'm employed as waitress. Oh, she's supposed to have a fucking Russian speech inflection. Okay. I'm employed as waitress in Borscht Bowl Club restaurant. Then why the camera? Of course, it is my pride to serve borscht that is naming restaurant. But I also perform how it is said other service. With that camera. I go full Russian? No. You can't make me. I take it one of these other services is taking the customer's picture? Yeah, no, Gallus, you're right. She does kind of look like Caitlyn from the Elite Four. For example, like this one. That's the defendant. Indeed, on the night of the murder. The man in white hat is one who has gone kaput. Indeed. Is kaput? I thought kaput was like Polish or something. I don't know. I'm ignorant to that. Is the victim. Caitlyn is Gen 4? What? Yeah. She's in both, but I'm saying that she is the Elite Four member from Gen 5. Is she Elite Four in Gen 4? No, nigga, shut up. Order, order. This is quite a piece of evidence to casually drop into our laps. Hold on, what the fuck? When did this start? About like 45 minutes ago. But real niggas know she's a Frontier Master. I'm telling people who might not know. Because if I said she looks like Caitlyn from Gen 4, then people would have been like, who? Because not everybody plays the Battle Frontier like that. So I'm stating her most known appearance. You know, the one with the Reuniclus. The one where she's sleeping. The same way I drop cold bowls of borscht on laps of customers. Casually. And the court will casually accept this new evidence. No, not the stream. The game? Yeah, no, the game started about like 45 minutes ago. Something like that. 30 minutes? So, we haven't been on it for long. Alright, so we got some photographs. Now, where were you at the time of the murder? The defendant and Mr. Smith at the Borscht Bowl Club. Okay, oh. Well, it looks like... Wait, hold on, why is there... Is that snow inside? What the fuck? Is this a blind playthrough? Hold on, let me actually change that. Ouch, YTO knows better. He's been in here before. I didn't think I would have to end up putting first playthrough back in the title, but it's probably a good idea. Apollo no Rocky. ASAP no Rocky. You know all? Hey, how about you calm down over there? Alright, so. I don't know why there's fucking snow inside. Has he? I've seen him before. And if I click on his name, he sent 12 messages in the chat. Let's see when the first message was sent. Yeah, first message sent 3/8. And he sent messages on the 22nd of March. He's a smart boy. He knows better. He knows. Smart man. Look at them Russian dolls greasing in the back. Yeah, you got a whole lineup of matryoshkas. But I don't see anything else discerning from this photo, except the fact that Phoenix doesn't wear socks with sandals. That's brazy. So, the question is now, was this guy actually killed with the wine bottle, or the grape juice bottle, excuse me. It's supposed to be a wine bottle, right? Like, but they changed it to grape juice just because ratings. What's the reaction to Bum Phoenix? That nigga got saws. Don't call him no bum. Grape juice is used in Japanese as well. That's a bit weird. Where were you at the time of the murder? I was in room. The hideout, we call it. Excuse me? The hideout? It is room where famous gangster Bad Guy was arrested. Okay. Gangster Bad Guy. Billie Eilish niggas. His room where murder took place. What? Your look of utter surprise. It is lovely. I will post my courtroom door later for you. Photos will be numbered and you will write which ones you want copy of. So there were 3 people in the room at the time of the crime. The victim, Shady Smith, Mr. Wright, and Olga Orly. Please go full Russian? No. You back up over there. And if Mr. Wright isn't the killer, then that means... Very well. Witness. You will testify to the court about that night's events. That fateful night. That night, customer asked me to deal cards for game. It was cold. Both players had played with hats on. The victim, he plays whole time with hand on locket at his neck. Okay. So does he just have, is that fucking the pendant like a modified Magatama? Then last hand is done, but something terrible has happened. Da? The man flew at the victim and is strangling him to death. That's not what it works. Doesn't do that. It do not happen. It do not. Incidentally, who won the game? Isn't it obvious? The winner was the victim. Mr. Smith. Cap. Dog, his hands are a little bit big. I just noticed. His hands are just a little big in the sprite. That's ridiculous. Because Mr. Wright can't lose. Justice? Maybe you can come up with a more legitimate objection. But he hasn't lost in 7 years. Take it from me, kid. It happens. I didn't lose a case my first 7 years as a prosecutor, either. That's cap. Don't you pick on him for his hands. He got Hulk hands. Apollo Justice will beat the brakes off you. Okay. These are the poker chips as they lay at the very moment of the crime. The hand and chips on this side belong to the defendant, Mr. Wright. Those on the far side belong to the victim, Mr. Smith. Chips, you say? Duh. I mean, yes. Imagine that poker is war. Your hand is your army and the chips are the spoils. I know that. After all, in my youth I was known as the poker head of courtroom number 3. I think he means poker face. Look at this picture. It does seem that most of the chips are on the victim side of the table. I mean, Yeah, no, this song is just so comfy. Like I said it before about the vaporwave shit, I'm gonna look up a remix for this song. Because this is just I really like this song. Very well, the defense may cross-examine the witness. That fateful night. So, you said he was, choking him to death, right? When it said that, when the autopsy report said that, he died from a blow to the head. Comfy boys. Yeah, DC. Very comfy. If there's a victim... Alright, yeah. Lock it at his neck. Right. Then last hand is done, but something terrible has happened. That man flew at the victim and is strangling him to death. This isn't our first objection, but I need it isolated because I just need to hear how bassy it is. So autopsy report, presenting that. Yeah, it's got some bass in it. The cross-examination theme is so good. Yeah, this one is nice. Like, the music I'm really happy with right now. Which is surprising, because I look back at, like, Justice for All, and I'm like, no. Get me out of here. Strangled, you say? That's odd. The odd normal customers only can choke on worst. No, I mean, this report shows that the victim died of a blow to the head. Miss Orley, really now? Did you witness the crime? Where'd the... Oh. Alright, then. Looking at the picture, it doesn't seem like he was hit. Alright. He's still wearing his hat and everything. Yet, it is a fact that he was hit, Your Honor. Damn. Alright, then. Here's a photo we took of the victim with his hat off during the investigation. Well, that's quite shocking, isn't it? This head certainly was hit. Prime photo 2 added to the court record. But I have seen it happen. Let's hold on a second. Hat removed during investigation. Touch the check button for you. Wait, hat removed during investigation. He hit him with his hat on? What? Interesting. Fuck. There's the button. There we go. Let me out. You've seen it happen. The defendant, he lunged at victim. His neck. Oh, really, Miss Orley? I think I've caught you in your own lie this time. Justice, I admire your enthusiasm, but perhaps you should think this through once more. What do you mean? I found a contradiction. There's one thing in her testimony that troubles me. Very well. It seems we should continue the cross-examination. What? So, the victim... Oh, yeah, okay, so the victim wasn't wearing his locket. There's no such thing as thinking too much. Or there's such a thing as thinking too much. This horse is dead. Let's stop beating it. There's such a thing as thinking aloud too much, too. At night, customer asked me to deal cards for a game. Yes, it was cold. Alright. Also, I love how the game doesn't show you the murder at the beginning of the first case. Yeah, no, really good. I'm actually really digging Apollo Justice right now. You know, there was one curious part in testimony, just like Mr. Gavin said. But what does it mean? Mr. Justice, would you care to explain what it is you're thinking so intensely about? Recall the testimony, Your Honor. The victim played with his hand on his locket at his neck, I believe she said. I hope you aren't about to raise an objection to the witness's grammar. No, but look at this photograph. Every time I do it, makes me laugh. Do you see a locket on the victim's neck? Well done, Justice. I'm impressed. I need to be able to handle this. But what does it mean? If we are to believe this witness's testimony as is, then the locket disappeared following the victim's death. Listen to this song! Hold on! Dog, this OST is great! Lockets don't just disappear, Your Honor. It's quite simple when you think about it. If the locket is gone, someone must have taken it off, no? Taken it off? Wait, you don't mean... The defendant wasn't strangling the victim at all. He was taking off his locket. Wouldn't that explain it? Ah. Irk? Dog. Defendant, what do you have to say to this? Are you wearing his locket? Phoenix. Say. Yes? I just noticed this, but you have something hanging around your neck, don't you? Oh, you mean this? Yes, it's a locket with a photograph inside. A photo of my daughter. Oh, deadass? Can we see? Come again. Mr. Wright, you have a daughter. We confirmed it at the time of the arrest. The picture in the locket is indeed Mr. Wright's daughter. So Mr. Wright has a locket too? Why don't I buy that this is just a coincidence? Apollo's thinking sprite where he puts his finger on his forehead is really nice. I like that. I like that sprite. It's a good animated sprite. Well, now the results of this poker game led to the murder. Perhaps we should hear about a bit more about the outcome of the game. Further testimony won't really be necessary. It's clear the defendant lost badly. Oh, you know something, Miss Orley. You will testify to the court about the game played between the victim and the defendant. It's a literal fuck you, prosecutor. Yeah, pretty much. Apollo thinking is the most adorable thing. He looks like a kid. Serious competition. The game began with 3,500 point in chips for each man. House chips come in two sizes, small and large. The one who was winning died was victim. For last hand, defendant play with all chips on table and lose. The moment lost was decided, defendant grabs bottle from table and... So who did Phoenix fuck? Maya, Francisca, or Iris? Dog. It was definitely Iris. That's definitely his child. Looking at this picture, it does seem to be... I need to see a picture of the kid, though. As the court knows, poker was the defendant's life. Failure must have been a bitter pill to swallow. Ah, how many times have I heard these words? I done it in a fit of anger, Your Honor, and now I regret what I've done. A common tale, but true. Methinks the judge watches too many old court movies. Mr. Wright said he hasn't lost in 7 years, so this testimony must be wrong. Serious competition. Alright, so. Game began with 3,500. House chips come in two sizes, small and large. Can I check? I can just check this stuff, right? I don't have to present it unless I click present. So, check. Yeah, you got small and large. That sounds about right. I think the pursuit theme is going to show up very soon. I hope so. So, wait, if that's the case, then everything on the table would be all the chips, right? So, let's count up. We have 6 of the small chips. Wait, what? 6 of the small chips. We have 7, 10 of the big chips? That doesn't make any sense. So, is that all the chips? Because you said the victim was winning, last hand defendant all-in. Okay. So, press. Are the chips in this photo all the chips that were used? Duh. Of course. Something's fishy with these chips. Should I press harder? Press the bitch. Maybe you could explain a bit more about these chips. Explain? What is there to be explained? Dog, I hate Winston's hair flip. Poker chips are poker chips. They're not fish and chips, not a chip off the old block, not a motorcycle cop, not a... Okay, I get it. Chips, get it, motorcycle cop. I understood that reference. Thanks. Now that I've pressed her, I better ask her something. What are these chips worth? Are they in dollars or rubles even? yet. As I've been saying before, it was game, not gambling. Hard perhaps for capitalists to understand. Yo, what's up, Paladin? 2 types of chips. 100-point chips and 1,000-point chips. So that means 100 and 1,000. So you've got 610k. It do not make sense. Not for each man to have started with 3,500. There was a third person in the game. It is not money, da? Justice? Sir? Don't you find her comment interesting? In more ways than one, sir. I'd have it added to her testimony myself. Well, does the defense want the witness to add her testimony? Add that shit. Yes, I do think this deserves further scrutiny. Add it to the testimony. I wish I knew where I was going with this. Very well. Witness, if you would be so kind. Ah, Your Honor. One kind of chip is worth 100, and another is worth 1,000. 2 kinds in all. So, are you sure about this? Objection! You sure it was the victim who won? Absolutely sure? It seems our new attorney is a bit confused. A glance at the picture is enough to tell you who won, if you're not in kindergarten. Just for safety's sake, could you explain the problem to the court? Of course, Your Honor. In this photo I see small chips and I see large chips. Tell me, which were worth 1,000 points? Why, the big ones, of course. Oh. You guess Citrus fell through? What you mean? I wanted to get it on mobile just because the I figured the animations would be in a slightly different quality. Pain somehow got uglier. It's the hair. Oh, I thought so too, but the totals don't add up at all. The totals? Let's review what the witness told us. Each man started with 3,500 points in chips, and the combined total value of the chips was 7,000. Yes, if my calculations are correct. Let's see, 3 plus 1 carry the 5. They are, Your Honor. Now, look at this photo that allegedly shows all the chips. Yeah, even if you account for the small ones being the, yeah, so you bought this? Yeah. I bought this, and I bought the other 2. I don't know, I've been told Dual Destinies doesn't work on emulator, so we might have to, I might be out a little bit of bread, and I might have to get Citrus or Citra for the, for Dual Destinies, but that's only if it doesn't work on emulator, which I hope it does. If the big chips are worth 1,000 and the small chips are worth 100, and you add them up, how much is it? Do it yourself. You aren't in kindergarten, are you? 10,600 points. The chips don't add up. This clearly contradicts the witness's testimony. I like this song, but it doesn't hit for like a... this isn't the Pursuit theme, is it? Because this song is nice, don't get me wrong, but for a Pursuit theme, I don't know. No, this isn't the Pursuit theme? Oh, well... look, I don't fucking know, don't get mad at me. But why? How could this be? I like this theme, though. Exactly, Justice. Now that you know the what, you must determine the why. Right, there's only one possible way to explain this contradiction. They both were right? Each man began the game with 3,500. If all the chips are indeed shown in this photograph, then there can only be one answer. Well, what was it? The value of the chips was the other way around. What? Want to know what I think? The small chips were worth 1,000, not the big ones. Madness, utter madness. I mean, show me that photograph of the chips again. There are 6 small chips and 10 large chips. Together they make 7,500 or 7,000, 3,500 split. Like, I really like. Maybe I'm just a fucking sucker for chill music, but this is I'm ready to just like lie down and listen to this. Excellent work, Justice. It's almost as though you figured it out by yourself. Well, I'm just glad I was the one who said it. But wait, the value of the chips may be different, but that changes nothing. Indeed, the victim did have the larger number of chips still. No, he didn't. He just had more chips, but he had more of the smaller ones. You moron. Ah. Exactly. If the small chips are worth 1,000 and the large chips are worth 100, let's do a little math. Add up the points for each side of the table. Phoenix was winning. The victim, Mr. Smith, had 2,900 and the defendant had 4,100. Well now. It seems that Mr. Wright was winning that night after all. That's impossible. You just saw the evidence. My client had even less reason to kill the victim. After all, he was winning. Oh. Shit on. Now, Miss Orley. You must have known the true value of the chips, since you were there at the scene of the crime. Weren't you? It's been fun. What happened, Gallus? Dog, I don't like her getting scared and tossing everything off that plate. No. Order. Order. It appears our defendant has lost his motive. And Mr. Wright's supposed defeat never happened. What is it? How do I... Nunk? Tell Yandori that his guess were... No. No. No, Gallus, calm down. You can only give it to out and fucking Exalted. Calm down. Fuck. Wait. Mikey? Reveal yourself, coward. Welcome to the family. I see you, Mikey. Expose yourself. No. We're getting to the bottom of this. You son of a bitch. You've been lurking this whole time. Mikey, you bitch. And another one to Nona. Welcome to the family, Nona and Mikey. Thank you, Gallus. I did not want to be saying this, but actually you see, see what, Miss Orley? What do we see? In the last hand, there was a cheat. Oh. Gallus with a tier 1 sub to GIF Peanut Butter. Welcome to the family, GIF. Oh. This theme will always hit. Everybody shut up. Mikey. Where the fuck you been? I see you. I've been seeing you. Gallus with another one to CJ. Welcome to the family, CJ. It's Jif Peanut Butter? No, it's GIF. I'm not pronouncing that word as Jif. Fuck you. Mikey has literally just been holding out. I see him. In the last hand, there was a cheat. A cheat? You don't mean a trick? Wait, or do you mean a scam? They're all the same thing. Yes, there was cheat in last hand. That is why game ends with chips as they are. Great, just great. First we have lying, now cheating, now stealing, there's Eddie Guerrero. Well, this case certainly has taken a turn. For the interesting. Witness, you will please testify to the court. Tell us about this cheating in the final hand. Here we go. This game looks amazing in HD. That's why I wanted to get it on mobile. I saw like screenshots from the DS version and I was like, let me see what the mobile version looks like. And the mobile version looks really nice. The last hand, both men had a full house. There's 4 of each card in deck, ace to king. If you look at both men's hand, cheat is more obvious. Next moment, game becomes argument. The defendant's trick was exposed. Wait, let me look at their hands real quick. I never even looked. What's so apparent? I was gonna say maybe the aces, but the aces matched up. I thought the aces were matching up, but yeah, they match up. I don't see any evidence of a cheat right now. Very unlucky, but yeah, no, all the kings are different suits, all the sevens are different suits. The card on the floor? The card on the floor back there is a 2. Gallus with 1 to SNRGTC. Welcome to the family, SNR. Thank you again, Gallus. But I'm trying to figure out, like, because that's a 2 on the floor down there. I don't know what's on the floor down there. That could be a 7, but it could also be other things. I can't see the layout of the rest of the hearts. The next moment, game becomes argument. The defendant's trick was exposed. He took bottle in his hand, poor Mr. Smith. Wait, no. You might be a little bit dumb, because you said that he was choking him to death. So you saw him lunge with the bottle, you saw him choke him. Which one is it? Why did you not tell the court about this from the very beginning? Excellent question. I thought I smelled a cover up here. Well, folks, it's time to throw back the covers. A full house is a very high-scoring hand. Not easy to make, but in my experience, that alone is enough to suspect the less than suspicious scrupulous tactics. Mr. Gavin? What's a full house? Lawyers these days. You don't know your poker. Oh, shit. Gallus exalted. Finally. Welcome, brother. Thank you again, Gallus. I can't say this bodes well for your case or career. What is this, some kind of secret court poker ring? Justice? You know the terms 1 pair, 2 pair, and 3 of a kind, yes? Yeah, no problem. And another one to Outie? I still don't know how to say your name, brother. It's out. It's out for now. Welcome to the family, Out. Yeah, no problem. 2 cards with the same number makes a pair, 3 makes 3 of a kind. Good. Now picture a hand with 1 pair and 3 of a kind. That's a full house. That doesn't sound very easy to make, does it? You can see each player's hand in this photo. Yeah, they have full houses, but they're lined up fine. We forget there's an easy way to make a full house and go undefeated for 7 years. You cheat. No? Ahem. The defense may cross-examine the witness. If he did cheat in the last hand, that still leaves one important question. Mr. Wright lost that hand. Who's ever heard of a professional con man losing when they cheat? Alright, the final hand. So, what is the cheat? How is the cheat obvious? I gotta watch the VOD for this as soon as possible. There's still so many reactions that need to be seen. Polguer. If you look at both men's hands, cheat is more obvious. Explain. How was it clear? Well, the defendant, he played a 5th ace. How? No, he didn't. They both have 2 aces. A 5th ace? I still remember both hands very well. Mr. Smith's hand was 3 aces. Oh. So his hand was cheating. They both had the ace of spades. The ace of spades. Obviously, cheating was afoot, or perhaps should I say, a hand. Your Honor, perhaps this can be added to the testimony without Mr. Payne's joke. Very well. As my thank the man that Yandoria got, you foul for that. Look, everybody was thanking you. I see Out thank you. Exalted was thanking you. I saw a lot of thanks. There was no need for me to force them to... He put out a monkey hand and gave you a fucking chef kiss. I see it. But either way, if you didn't thank Gallus, go ahead and do it. Oh, damn. Wait, hold on. I saw an @ I figured it was Gallus. Exalted, thank the man. What the fuck? If you got a gift from Gallus, you gotta thank him. I saw a lot of people thanking Gallus. That's the only reason why I thought most people did. I saw Nyona, I saw CJ, I saw Out do it. Yeah, you better thank him. What's up, by the way, Sosa? The witness will add this detail to her testimony, please. Alright. Mr. Smith's hand had 3 aces and Mr. Wright's 2. It's 5 aces in all. No! That's wrong! It appears the witness is mistaken. Mistaken? But my name... Look, this piece of evidence clearly contradicts what you said in your testimony. That's the photo of Chips, is it not? Justice, perhaps you ought to explain your point in a way that the judge can comprehend. In other words, use your finger to point out your point. Yes. Please point out the contradiction in this photo. What particular point contradicts the witness's testimony? The fact that there is a king instead of another ace? Miss Orley, in your testimony you made the following claim. Mr. Smith's hand had 3 aces. But as you can clearly see, the victim's hand only held 2 aces. Well, maybe the witness was simply confused. Perhaps it was the defendant's hand that held the 3rd ace in question. Take another look at the evidence. As you can see, the defendant also had 2 aces in his hand. Where's this 5th ace? I see cheating alright, and it's going right here, and it's going on right here in this courtroom. Not Orly, it's O'Ridley. It's all I can read in my mind. I have to make a distinction, because I see that fuck-ass owl. I made the joke earlier. I said it earlier, Duck. I was like, that's O'Reilly. The internet's truly fucked me up. 2 aces in each player's hand does make 4 aces total. Hardly proof of cheating. Wait, please. It is true. I have seen it. The 5th ace. There was cheating, I swear to you. That's odd. She must be lying, yet she's the most sincere I've seen her all day. You're right to trust your instincts. Mr. Gavin, who knows what lies are in store for us in the trial ahead? Your Honor, if I may, I have a suggestion. What might that be, Mr. Gavin? If you don't mind, perhaps we might examine the actual cards. The cards. Mr. Payne. Yes? The players' hands that night were set aside as evidence, were they not? I left for a bit, but hello, it's Apollo Justice time. Always Apollo time. Apollo no Rocky. The defense would like to request that the cards be shown to the court. Very well. The prosecution will submit this evidence. Which will you examine? The victim's cards or the defendant's cards? If these cards don't prove cheating was going on, nothing will. Well, we take a look at we take a look at Shady's cards, Mr. Smith. Now, which of these hands is more suspicious? The victim's hand. It was the victim's hand that changed over the course of the witness's testimony. The defense requests time to examine Mr. Smith's cards. Very well. Is this the mobile version? That is correct, Ben. What was your reaction to finding the defendant? I was excited. I realized it after we got into the courtroom. I didn't realize it off rip. Very well. Mr. Payne, if you would. Very well. Received evidence. Well, time's a-wasting. Get to it, Justice. Yes, sir. Alright. When examining evidence, be sure to view it from all sides and all angles. Try using the dials on the evidence viewer. That should give you a better perspective on the case. Okay, let's do this. Oh. Damn. Brown rice. What? Your Honor, look at this. One of the victim's cards. The back is a different color. Don't you mean blue rice? Nah, brown rice. This, I really like this song. I really like this song. That's impossible. Well, Phoenix did say they play with 2 decks. But I put that card in Wright's hand. Ah! Oh! Oh! What's up? What's up, dummy? Blue tracksuit niggas. I smelt you. Blue playing card niggas. Hold on, wait a minute. I didn't even realize. What was that, Miss Orley? Niet, I merely said, da, I have. Your Honor? Mr. Gavin, yes. Tell me, what is the easiest way to cheat at poker? To cheat? I'll tell you. One merely needs a friend, a comrade, shall we say. The dealer. Ah! Wait, so you mean this witness, Miss Orley? She's the cheater. A professional, I'd wager. Catch it again. Ah! I hope she does it when she gets truly found out and she just drops the shit. Order. Focus, Justice. Time to take advantage of her. I mean, of her mistake. Apollo. Please, God. Damn it, Apollo. Your Honor, please recall the testimony we just heard. Put that hand in Wright. I put that card in Wright's hand. Ergo, Oh, he uses ergo. Ms. Olga Orley conspired to cheat, not with my client, but with the victim, Mr. Shady Smith. Wait. Yo! Dog, what is this? Hey, hold on. This one hits. Hey, hold on. This one is great. Dog, this whole soundtrack is nice. This has to be the Pursuit theme. Dog, listen to this. This is in fact Pursuit Cornered. Is this Cornered 2 or some shit? This is Apollo's Cornered? It's kind of weird that they would name it Cornered when Phoenix's was named Cornered, but this one is Heat. It's called Overtaken? Okay, that makes more sense. Ben, damn it, Ben. But yeah, no. Overtaken? This one's Heat. Hold on. Not only did she cheat, she cheated poorly. Therefore, it's not hard to imagine an altercation between her and the victim. Ooh. Wait, you don't mean the defense isn't accusing the witness, Miss Olga Orley, are you? Time for justice. Oh, yeah, get cheesy, get cheesy. There were 3 people in that room at the time of the incident. If Mr. Wright isn't guilty, that means I am. The defense accuses the witness, Miss Olga Orley, of murder. Drop it. Oh. Oh. Alright then. Oh, okay. Whatever. Mr. Payne, where is your witness, Miss Olga Orley? It appears she has lost consciousness, Your Honor. Mr. Justice? 1 is cornered, 2 is questioned, and 3 is caught. This is overtaken. Yeah, overtaken and cornered are head and shoulders above the rest. Like, imagine liking questioned. Oh my god. I was gonna get ready to get fucking Danganronpa music, but I was told this soundtrack hits, so we got bangers on deck. Mr. Justice, Your Honor. It seems you presented a new possibility to the court. One suggesting a connection between the witness and the victim, Mr. Smith. And that means this court cannot pronounce a verdict for the defendant at this time. What? I did it. I held out. Have we heard Apollo's unique theme yet? I have no idea what his unique theme is. I've heard a lot of music, but it's good. It's good music. It's some good music. I see no point in prolonging the trial this day. What's also interesting is I can save at any time. And then it gives me the option to return to the title screen. That's really nice for a mobile version. Prosecution will need to make further inquiries. Phoenix? Mr. Wright? Can't end the trial here, Your Honor. Not yet. What nonsense is the defense viewing now? Or the defendant's viewing now? Think. One of the cards had a different colored back. You don't wonder what it means? What are you doing, Mr. Wright? Raising objections when you're about to get off the hook? Ridiculous. Mr. Payne, you of all people should know, Mr. Wright has a talent. For the ridiculous. Look how happy he is to hear that. A talent for the ridiculous? That's me. That sounds like me. Perhaps we should get to the bottom of things. Let's clear up the facts about the game that fateful night. Alright. This was said before. We alternated between 2 decks of cards that night. That was said before. The 2 decks of the club have different colored backs, blue and red. 1 color per deck. Why use different colored backs? If we use the same color, the 2 decks might get mixed. You used different colors and they still got mixed up. We used the red deck for the last game. I see, but that's odd. For some reason, I have the impression that you were using the blue cards. Yeah, me too. I'm sure someone said something about blue cards. Whatever. In the end, 1 card of the wrong color got into the mix, which means there was a cheating. Yeah, a card slipped into the deck would seem to indicate cheating. Yet this card raises 2 serious questions. Apollo? Yes? Let's consider the first question, shall we? Think. In the last game, when was the card swapped? After the game. After the murder, actually, technically. There are 3 broad possibilities here. It could have been swapped before the murder, during the murder, or after the murder. Well, yeah, thanks for the news bulletin, Mr. Wright. Of course it was swapped. Oh? It might be as simple as you think, Mr. Payne, or it might not be. I'd like to hear what Apollo thinks first. When do you think the cards were swapped? When was the card swapped into the deck? After the murder. Perhaps it happened after the murder. Phoenix is still smart, which is what I love about this case. Yeah, no, Phoenix still having a full grasp on the incident he's involved with is fantastic. Phoenix Wright godlike. What's that? Ridiculous. What's the point of cheating after the hands have been shown? That's silly. Yes, but tell me, how do you swap cards during the game? I'll take silly over impossible. Take it from me, son, there's a lot of silly in this world, but very little impossible. Oh, even when the backs of our cards are a different color? If you pulled that during the game, you'd be caught in no time. Ah, he has a point. Quite true. That would mean that the blue card in question was swapped after the hands were shown, after the murder. Okay, this is going past silly and straight on to crazy. I ask again, what's the point of cheating after the game's over? Who would do that? Who indeed? That's one of the mysteries before us. There's another? Yes, a simple yet decisive question must be asked. Who swapped the red card for a blue card? Who? The game and the murder is done. The victim is dead. Only 2 remain in the room, alive that is. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, and our witness, Olga Orly. Okay, so who was it that swapped the red card for the blue? It was definitely... It had to be... If Olga didn't murder him, it had to be somebody else, right? somebody else who stumbled on the scene, because they would have enough time to access the crime scene by themselves, given that Olga left and Phoenix also left to go call. The one who swapped the cards wasn't Mr. Wright, of course. And, well, it doesn't seem like it could have been Olga either. What are you suggesting? That's hardly a logical conclusion, I'll admit. As a defense, I think it only makes sense for you to name Miss Orley at this point. Yes, I know. But she was the one who dealt the cards, right? I just can't believe she would make the mistake of swapping the wrong color card. Let me turn the game down just a smidge. It's getting, I'm noticing in the volumes, it's getting a little bit high. And if the card was swapped during the game, it'd be obvious. Something you'd like to share with the court, Mr. Wright? Oh, my apologies, Your Honor. I was just thinking how much fun this all is. Panda, what's going on? Fun? How about confusing? I have no idea what the defense is claiming, Your Honor. If the one who swapped the card wasn't the defendant, and it wasn't Miss Orley, then who was it? Yeah, well, that is the question, isn't it? Precisely. Huh? I believe we're about to see this case take a new direction. A new direction? We'll find that, indeed, after the murder, someone swapped one of the cards in the victim's hand. And that someone made two critical mistakes. I'm sure you're going to tell us that the first was swapping the wrong color card. Because the one who did the swap didn't know the two colors of the cards that were being used. The other mistake was the number on the card. Right. The person replaced the fifth ace with a king. I'm sure whoever swapped it wasn't expecting there to be a fifth ace after all. Not a huge fan of Phoenix in this game. I fuck with him. I fuck with him thus far. It's very clear that he's taken a position away from the courtroom. All they know is that the game had been won with a full house. Person who I got here even before I got here? Well, if you look a little bit up, there is somebody also in chat named Nerdy Panda. I'm just killing two pandas with one stone, or greeting two pandas with one stone. So they picked up the king from the table and swapped it in. But there's one problem. According to the case record, this person doesn't exist. True, not until now, but you have to admit the possibility of a fourth person. Though it's more than a possibility. There was someone else there that night at the scene of the crime. What? Ooh. I believe the judge spoke truthfully earlier. You do make trials ridiculous, Mr. Wright. Some people like Phoenix, some don't. Why wouldn't people like Phoenix? Phoenix is great right now. Phoenix is just bullying. It's been 7 years. Gallus with a gift to Crash. Welcome to the family, brother. Crash, if you're here, thank the man. You're in the fold. You'll see. I mean, he's just chilling right now. The trial has proceeded on one central assumption, namely that at the time of the incident, there were only 3 people in that room. I believe this new evidence, shall we say, overturns that assumption. The problem is that you chose to conceal this information from the court. I suppose that is a problem, yes. Court is adjourned for a brief recess. Mr. Gavin, I'll see you in my chambers during this recess. Certainly, Your Honor. Gallus with another gift to Silent Snark. Welcome to the family, Snark. If you are here, thank the man. I am aware of the possibility of lurking friends. Very well. The trial will resume in 20 minutes. Also, 45 subs. Gallus, crazy. April 20th, 11:52, District Court, Defendant, Lobby number 3. Also, it's too late, Chris. It's what Gallus doing, never how's Gallus doing. The damage has already been done. They always ask, what are you doing, not how are you doing? Pepe hands. That was quite unexpected, Mr. Wright. Yeah, no, if he had a smaller chin, you could tell me that's a girl and I'd agree with you. Suddenly claim there was another person at the scene of the crime like that. I must ask, is it the truth? Well now, I think you would know the answer to that. Being mysterious, are we? Sadly, I have no time for mysteries. I'd only ask that you leave the defending to your defense in the future. Otherwise, I cannot guarantee the outcome. I see you haven't mellowed one bit, Kristoff. Justice? Yes, sir. The judge has summoned me to his chambers, so carry on without me. Bye, Kristoff. You did well, Apollo. Can I ask you something? Sure. That locket you wear, is that really yours, Mr. Wright? Ah, you're wondering about the victim's disappearing locket. Here, you can take a look at it. That's a picture of my daughter in there. Open it, open it, open it. I'm just surprised to hear you had a daughter. A baby, brown hair? Hold on. Most people are. Perhaps you'll meet her one of these days. One more question. The one who cheated that night, was it you? What do you think? Huh? You know what happened 7 years ago, when I did. It's not unreasonable for you to think I might cheat. I never, honest, but it is odd that he managed to go undefeated for 7 whole years. Want to know something? There's only one game where you can be dealt bad cards all night and still win. Poker. Eh? You see, poker is all about reading your opponent. In that way, it's a lot like a court case. Poker is like trial law. Figure out what your opponent is thinking and you win. Well, yeah, but that's harder than it sounds. I think not. Try as they might to conceal it, everyone reveals their true thoughts in the end. Their body language can become a valuable source of information. You're kidding. That witness, for instance, Miss Orley. She would touch the back of her neck during certain parts of her testimony. Oh, is this actually going to come into, is this going to come into, effect? Because I fuck with this. Hold on. I like this. If that's gonna be a mechanic, that's gonna be sick. If I read people, kind of like with L.A. Noirs, like you find out the tell the person has. That's gonna be really cool. Did you notice? No. Come on, who'd notice that? Words, habits, twitches. It's all information for the reading. That's the secret to winning, Apollo. Someone taught me, and now it's time I pass the secret on to you. But I'm not worthy. I mean, there's no way I'll pick up on these signals. No, you can do it. Huh? You just don't know it yet. What's he talking about? But you will. Soon. Ah, almost forgot. One more thing about this case. You should know I haven't told the truth to anyone yet. Phoenix! Hold on, buddy. What you mean? What you mean? What? I knew it. I have my reasons, of course. All shall be revealed. And Apollo, I need you to be there, defending me. I need your power. My power. I had no idea my cords of steel were that special. It's time. The real trial begins now. Do your best. To be continued. We even get the to be continued screen. I like that. Jingle? The jingle is the only thing that don't hit for me. I'm gonna be honest. The jingle is the only thing that don't hit. Everything else has hit with me thus far. The jingle don't. Jingle was a little. It was eh. It was an jingle. Gallus with a gift to the man. Thank you very much, Gallus. Thank the man. Alright, let's go ahead and head into it. Dog, like, I don't have any reason to dislike this Phoenix thus far. Phoenix is bulling right now. April 20th, 12:14 p.m., District Court, Courtroom number 2. Court will now reconvene. Has our witness, Miss Olga Orley, recovered? Yes, Your Honor. Well, she's regained consciousness. Perhaps we can hear her version of the events again. That's the thing, you see. She's quite fatigued. You're looking a bit fatigued yourself, Mr. Payne. Sadly, fatigue is insufficient grounds to refuse testifying, or prosecution. The defense would like to request that Miss Orley take the stand. Very well, the witness will take the stand. Yeah, speak up, nigga. Perhaps you could repeat your name and profession. Or perhaps you'd rather admit that you're a poor liar and a poorer loser. Not. Oh! Name's Olga Orley. That's the truth. I'm a pro dealer. People call me Olga Quickfingers Orley. Well, okay. I liked the other fit better, but you know, whatever. Oh. Oh, really? Everyone give him a clap. Give him a clap. Want to know something else? I'm not really Russian, and my last name sounds like, oh, really? Fuck. I said it as a joke, but damn it. There, that's the truth. I hope you're satisfied. Witness, you will tell the court what you were really up to that night. Fine, I'll talk. We had a plan, see? Let me remind you that you are currently under oath. Any further fabrications will have serious consequences. Fine. No more lies, Paguer. Like I said, I'm a pro. That guy Smith hired me to do what I do best. I was planted at the Borscht Bowl Club several days prior to the night of the game. So y'all were trying to fucking swindle Phoenix? Y'all sons of bitches. As a waitress. So you were in cahoots with the victim? Not that he needed my help. Smith is a well-known poker player in some circles. But winning wasn't the main purpose of this game. Well, we have to look for her new tell, right? It was about destroying a legend, the unbeatable Phoenix Wright. The unbeatable, undefeatable Phoenix Wright. Keep it in mind. The legend precedes him. The unbeatable Phoenix Wright. The plan was simple. Ludwig niggas. Elegant, really. You see, we set up a trap of sorts. It was to plant a card in Wright's pocket beforehand, and then deal 5 aces on one of their during one of their games. When the hands were revealed, Smith would call him out and search Wright. He would then pull out the planted card and the trap would snap shut. But he didn't. You swapped the cards. Exposed as a cheater and losing on top of it, it would have made the great double play. Just like that, the legend would be dashed to pieces. Indeed. Getting caught red-handed at cheating would cast doubt on all his prior wins. 7-year legend destroyed by one little card? Not 7 years. That shit is 10 years in the making. That's Phoenix Wright. Real nigga. That was the plan. Oh really, oh really. How droll. But it appears you made quite the mistake. A mistake? I agree, the trap was elegant. Yet what happened to that planted card? Hey, that's right! He's lucky, I'll give him that. You'd have to be to slip free from a trap laid by Olga Quickfingers O'Reilly. Oh, really? The witness would be much cuter if she dispensed with the evil mastermind shtick. Cute? Who wants to be cute? I'm not cute, I'm bad. You hear me? Bad. Michael Jackson, niggas. When you're through being bad, perhaps you could testify to the court. Tell us about this trap and how it was sprung. Alright. The best laid traps. That night I planted the card like I was supposed to. And Wright lost the last hand just like he was supposed to. Then Smith searched him. But the planted card was gone. The trap failed. The next moment, Wright picked up a bottle and swung it. It wasn't me who hit Smith, it was that no-good cheating defendant. What? What? Are you... I mean, he swung the bottle for no reason? That's cap. But... You're gonna call him cheating, but... You were actually cheating. You son of a bitch. A surprisingly frank testimony that still leaves us mostly in the dark. The trap was perfect, I tell you, perfect. If that rotten cheater hadn't messed it up. Look who's talking. Well, the testimony, for what it's worth, is all yours, Mr. Justice. With witnesses like her, who needs criminals? And with defendants like Mr. Wright, who needs prosecutors? Alright, I'm gonna look at her sprite and see if it changes. Looking right. Looking straight. Her sprite is changing with each thing. Plan failed. Oh, but you're touching the back of your neck. Hold on. Thank you, Phoenix. Sick tell you got there, dummy. Wait, isn't that a little odd? What's odd? You searched Mr. Ryder thoroughly and found nothing? Which means he didn't cheat, which means he had no reason to strike the victim. Well... Huh? No way. What was that just now? I sensed something. Something wrong, Mr. Justice? No, nothing, Your Honor. What to do? Should I press her a little harder? Press that bitch. Miss O'Reilly, you're hiding something. What are you talking about, you? Me? Quick Fingers O'Reilly? Hide something? I don't know if it's just me, but this game feels like one of those spiritual successors. I don't know. I think it's just because it's on mobile. And like if this was in the style of like of the UI was the same as a Steam release, then I think it'd be fine. But hold on. What was Apollo just doing there? Did fucking Phoenix slip me the Magatama? Defense will refrain from baseless accusations. I have one question for the witness then. You say you saw the moment the defendant hit the victim. Is this true? Of course it's true. I did see it honest. I saw it when Wright hit him. Oh. With my own eyes, I saw it. What's this weird vibe I'm getting? That witness, for instance, Miss Orley. She would touch the back of her neck during certain parts of her testimony. Thank you for the tell. Did you notice? Touching her neck, was it? Oh! What? What is this? What is going on? The sensation, it's coming into focus. There, that twitch, it's so clear. It's like I could perceive her habit like I couldn't before. Dog, this music is spooky. Gotcha! Gotcha! Miss Orley, or really, perhaps you are unaware of this yourself. Unaware of what? Whenever you get to a certain part of your testimony, you touch the back of your neck with your left hand. My neck? So what? What indeed, Justice? I hadn't noticed anything of the sort. When she says that part of her testimony, she's subconsciously recalling something. Her body reacts to the memory and she touches her neck. I'm sure of it. Alright then, brown rice. A memory? Would someone care to explain what he's babbling about? It is highly unusual, but let's ask the defense. You claim the witness is remembering something. Maybe you have evidence of this memory to show us? Her habit is scratching her neck whenever she talks about the moment of this crime. So, what would remind her the most of the moment of the crime? Well, I mean, the murder weapon more than likely. Miss O'Reilly, when you recall the crime that night, you scratch your neck. I've noticed it happens when you think about the moment of the crime. There must be some reason behind this habit of yours. I believe the weapon that weapon, oh well, inerasable impression, yes, present. Whenever she talks about the moment of the crime, she touches her neck. And what reminds us more of that moment than this bottle, the murder weapon? But something doesn't fit. If you were only the witness to the crime, why would that make you touch your neck like you're in pain? What's he talking about now? Oh. Did Phoenix clock her? Damn. This is a really cool mechanic, but I don't know how it holds up in court. Well, I mean, comfy music. It was Mr. Smith, It was Mr. Smith, the victim, who was hit, not you. Um. This is a cross-examination, not a cross-wild conjecture. The witness's habits, they're completely irrelevant. Justice, I'll admit I'm a bit confused myself. This is certainly a unique cross-examination. I'll explain later, just trust me. Now's our only chance to break her. Miss O'Reilly, please testify in detail about the moment of the crime. The very moment. Yet, I'm knowing nothing. Dog, did Phoenix beat a split personality into her? That's insane if so. Are you fucking serious? We know you're not Russian. The witness will testify, please. Now. Fine. He's the one who did it. I didn't let him out of my sight until the cops got there. Well, I mean, he left. He made a phone call. Dog. Music, his OST is nice. Allegro time? It is sped up. Wait, is it actually called Allegro? Or is it like the name of the song and then in parentheses Allegro? Because that's nice. I like that. Dog, this music is nice. Agent Mooseman, what's up, brother? Yeah, the fast cross-examinations are usually cross-examination Allegro. Didn't know that. Miss O'Reilly, we have a record that clearly contradicts what you have said. It states that the police were alerted by a report from the defendant. Don't crush that. Don't crush that. Whatever it is in your hand. And we know that the defendant left the room, climbed the stairs, and made that phone call from the first floor of the Borscht Bowl Club. So, explain how you kept your eyes on the defendant when he left the room entirely. Oh, there it goes. The man who picked up a bottle and swung it that night wasn't the defendant. Oh. Damn, I kind of really wish it was Phoenix that beat you upside the head for cheating. This is still the most impressive thing to me. This little cutscene. I know it's like such a small thing, but this is impressive to me. You dirty cheat. Check his pockets now. It's gone. The card's gone. You lose. Just then, Smith grabbed the bottle next to right, and he hit me. Dog. You some master of cheating you turned out to be. Well, then how did Phoenix's fingerprints end up on the bottle? When I came to, the victim was already dead. Is that it? That's why I couldn't reveal who I really was. If it came out that I was in league with Smith, I'd be a suspect for sure. Well, I mean, you were a suspect regardless. You were on the scene of the crime. That's how that works. You moron. Well, where does this leave us? Madness. This is madness. I'm dreaming. It must have been me who was hit with a bottle, and I'm imagining all of this. It appears our prosecution is at its wit's end, and frankly, I can't blame him. Mr. Gavin, what do you think about this turn of events? Mr. Gavin, sir? I believe that, as the defense in this case, we are compelled to call Miss O'Reilly a big fat liar. What? 3 were in the room the night of the murder, the defendant, the victim, and her. She is a motive. A motive? Her plot foiled, the witness got into an argument with her client, Mr. Smith, and the denouement of that argument was murder. What? I'm no killer. Also, I just realized that that's the camera around her neck. Didn't realize it before. I'm a little bit stupid, don't worry. It's a trap. Someone's trying to frame me. tangled webs we weave when we practice to deceive. So tangled, we catch ourselves in the process. Mr. Wright, such hasty conclusion. It's not like you, Christoph Gavin. What are you saying? Why not consider the other possibility? That there was another person in the room at the time of the murder. Right, like Mr. Wright was saying before recess. A single card was swapped into the victim's hand after the murder, and the one who swapped the card didn't know the two colors of the cards were being used. A fourth person. This theory again, your fourth person doesn't exist. Indeed. That's why I decided to bring this case to court. Here, where there's no escape and no chance for deception. The perfect place to catch the real criminal. The real criminal? And we're in luck. A clue to the real criminal's identity was kindly provided for us. But who could it be? Wait a minute. No. Not my mentor. Christoph, you son of a bitch. And right at the beginning of the trial, no less. What? Apollo, perhaps you know what I'm talking about. Sorry. Remember what I said. The fourth person who swapped the cards makes one critical error. He or she wasn't considering the color on the backs of the cards. Right. But how could an obvious mistake occur? The cards used for the last game were red. Yet, there is one person here in our court who thought these cards were blue. Yeah, I had that impression too, but why? Well, Apollo, think you can figure out who it was? It's not me, I swear. Who is this fourth person? Why do I always get put on the spot like this? Let's see what the defense has to say. Who was it? Who thought the cards used in the final game were blue? Well, my trusted mentor, Christoph Gavin. That's a weird take, that. As I expected. Your eyes and ears are as sharp as your hair. Ooh. I was right? Christoph Gavin, you were the fourth person that night. But of course Mr. Gavin knows the color of the cards. How would he? As you can see, the photo of the crime scene is black and white. You can't tell which of the cards are blue, the ones on the floor, or the table. But look! You can see the colors in this photo. Yes, but when he said that the cards were blue, it was way before that photo was shown. Or well before. Damn! Well before this evidence came to light. It is true that the defense... Yeah. Blue wreath, fire shit. Test of wits, a silent clash of passions. Only the cards are backs wreathed in blue flame. Yeah, that's what it was. Well, Christoph? Mr. Gavin? Mr. Gavin, is something the matter? No, nothing. Excuse me. It was just so sudden. Right. You aren't seriously accusing me, are you? Oh, Christoph. You know, even I'd never take a joke this far. Payne, shut up. This has gone beyond ridiculous, beyond dumb. This is insanity. The defendant accusing his own defense attorney of murder? I assure you, I'm not quite sane. Or, I'm quite sane. I thought he said I'm not quite sane. That was going to be heat if it was. But what possible connection could Mr. Gavin have to the victim? I wasn't aware that I had a connection to Mr. Smith either. Yes, but Mr. Gavin and the victim have never even met. Well, what if they have? Huh? There is a possibility, after all. They may have met that night before the game started. Is Phoenix in sandals? He's been in sandals when we've seen pictures of him, but I don't know if he's wearing sandals right now. If he is wearing sandals right now, this man's a demon coming into court dressed like that. Is this the truth Mr. Wright was saying silent about? Only one thing to do. Mr. Wright, the defense would like to request that you testify to the court. Objection! Oh. The defense would like to request no such thing. Mr. Gavin? Testimonies must relate to this case. How could anything happening before that game of poker be related? Alright, great. It's a good thing Phoenix asked us to be his defense attorney. Shut up, nigga. I'm not sure if I follow, Mr. Gavin. As I explained before, the defense believes that Miss O'Reilly. Am I to assume you speak for Mr. Justice in this? He is the defense, not you. Oh. Pussy nigga, what's up? Mr. Justice, the matter of Mr. Wright's testimony is up to you. Oh, okay. Does the court, in your opinion, need to hear Mr. Wright's testimony? Fuck yeah, it do. This is Mr. Wright's strategy. He was planning this all along. And I intend to see it through. The defense would like to request that Mr. Wright testify to the court. And too, Justice, you would betray me, your teacher. I'm sorry, Mr. Gavin, this isn't about loyalty. This is about the truth. Alright, out, take it easy, brother, get some rest. Sleep well. Very well, the defendant, Mr. Wright, will take the stand, please. Welcome back, Phoenix. Appetite before murder. That evening, Kristoff and I had dinner. We sat at the table in this photograph. Shady Smith walked in 5 minutes after Kristoff left. When the trap failed, Smith hit the waitress. The girl was knocked out cold and Smith was uncontrollable. I left to call the police. When I returned, he was dead, but blood streaming from a cut on his forehead. Or with just blood streaming from a cut on his forehead. That's when I made another phone call to defense attorney Gavin. Alright. So, after the trap, you knew there was a trap. You're going to have to talk with me a little bit more about that. I dine with him rather frequently. And he talked to the defendant on the phone directly after the murder? Quite against my will if I had become involved in a murder. I thought I might be in need of a lawyer, so I called him. You were planning this all along, weren't you, Wright? Just because you wanted to drag me into your little murder trial. The only thing I want is the truth. As I did back then, and now. I thought my office was doing you a favor when we took on your defense. It appears that I was wrong. Damn. Phoenix really came, said, hey, I know you did it. Defend me real quick. Very well, the defense may cross-examine the witness. Justice? Sir? He's lying, and you're going to expose him. Understood, sir. Mr. Gavin versus Mr. Wright. This can end well. Why can't I have a normal trial? Alright, so talk to me about the trap. You knew the trap failed. Sat at the table in this photograph. Shady Smith walked in 5 minutes after Kristoff left. The trap failed. Smith hit the waitress. About this failed trap. Is this the same trap that Miss Olga O'Reilly mentioned? I keep just wanting to say Orly. The plan was simple. Elegant, really. You see, we set up a trap of sorts. So plant a card in Wright's pocket beforehand. Yeah, he keeps his hands in his pocket, I'm noticing. And then deal 5 aces during one of their games. Yep. Do swap the cards. We did hear this. Just like that, the legend would be dashed to pieces. They didn't get you. Yes, a harmless prank in essence. It was by quirk of fate that I happened to discover it. Quirk? I happened to put my hand in my pocket and found a card. Well, the card she planted. Yes, I snuck a peek at it and found it was the 5 of Hearts. I had a feeling that something might happen, so I disposed of the card before the game. Gallus with a gift sub to Nonon-chan. Welcome to the family, Nonon. If you're here and not lurking as hard as you would like to be. And to J280. Thank you again, Gallus. People, Nonon-chan, J280. I know you're here. The stream tells me you're here. Go ahead and thank the man. That's the least you can do. Only one message. Go ahead and thank the man. I had a feeling something might happen, so I disposed of the card before the game. Dispose? Where? There was an empty bottle of grape juice I had been drinking right beside me. I threw the card inside of the bottle. An empty bottle of grape juice. Where's that audio from? It's from the, are you talking about the oh shit? That's from the Fergie song London Bridge. It's really well isolated right at the beginning of the song. You can get it quite easily. The murder weapon? So that would explain the fingerprints. Yes, I rolled it up and shoved it in. The colored glass makes it hard to see. Battle of wits between the deceiver and the would-be deceived. That sounds like terrific drama. A card inside the murder weapon? That's strange. Did the police miss it in their investigation? Maybe I'll take a look. Where is Gumshoe? Right? The poker head of courtroom number 3 approves this battle of wits. Please revise your testimony with this new information. Discovered the trap during the game. Disposed of the card in the bottle. Well, can we... Oh! Wait. Because it's empty right now, right? Well, the lid's on too. I can't really see inside of it. Enough of that. Alright, let's... Am I just... I assume I examine the bottom? The bottle is completely empty. Okay. Bottle's... Oh, I was trying to rotate. I shouldn't have tried to click to rotate. Whereas Gumshoe feels bad, man? Gallus with another gift to Honcho Shrimp. Welcome to the family, Honcho Shrimp. If you're here and you can hear me, thank the man. Gumshoe doesn't pop up after the third game? No! Can I examine the label? Grape juice. How long has it been since I drank grape juice? Apparently it's Mr. Wright's favorite drink. I wonder how well it goes with borscht. Can I look at the cap? Am I not supposed to be looking at it? The bottle is completely empty. Oh, or do I present the bottle now that I know it's empty? Mr. Wright, if I may? Yes? I've examined the bottle, and I don't see any card in here. No? He's also in both the Edgeworth games. Yeah, I figured he'd be in the Edgeworth games since they're technically prequels, and it would explain their relationship, because they clearly are buddy-buddy by the time the first Phoenix Wright game rolls around. What, Mr. Wright? Surely triple dots isn't all you have to say for yourself. I can't say that I know what happened to the card. But I did put it in that bottle, however. Huh? Gallus with another gift to Rare Candy. Gallus just hit 50 gifted subs. My god, what a lord. Rare Candy 85, if you can hear me, I know you're here at least. Thank the man. And thank you, Shadowstar, for the host, brother. Perhaps a fifth person came and took it out. Oh, and a sixth person could have helped. Mr. Gavin, Mr. Wright is your client. My apologies, Your Honor. I won't have you disparaging our investigation either. We looked inside that bottle, there was nothing. So what's going on? Is Mr. Wright hoodwinking us again? Or did the card just disappear? What happened to Phoenix? 7 years and playing poker. Mandem was actually just going brazy. In any case, please continue the cross-examination. I'm afraid the decisive... Wait. Do I have... No. Just check that. Can I... Wait. Is it actually? Because the bottles in that picture, as well as this bottle, have the cap on, but it looks like the bottle in this picture does not have the cap. I just hit 50. I'll let others catch up. I don't want 51. We're making it to 100 once everyone's sub expires. My god. I would hope that some of these people would continue the sub of their own volition and not put the duty on you, Gallus. But Alas, Ben is the only one I've seen. Did we lose our cap detector? We've got a different type of cap detector. As Apollo, we have this fucking perceive shit, and it's crazy. Me has also gone after the original trilogy. I mean, yeah, it makes sense. Mia did her dues. She helped everybody out to the best of her ability. She cleared up her story. Phoenix is 33 years old. He can do it himself. I believe in a boy. All right. Once the Trump check hits, I will. Fair enough. All right. Decisive contradictions call for decisive evidence. Oh. Push him harder, Justice. Break him. It's just you and the witness in the ring. Go for the KO. Why do I get the feeling we're not on our client's side anymore? All right. You and Kristoff had dinner. You sat at the table in this photograph. So, Shady Smith walked in 5 minutes after Kristoff left. The girl was knocked out cold, and Mr. Smith was controllable. I left to call the police. When I returned, he was dead, blood streaming from a cut on his forehead. Also, Phoenix. How could you tell he was bleeding from his forehead? Gallus with a tier 1 to... Hey! Hey! Gallus. What's bothering you? You just said you didn't want to get to 51. Welcome to the family, Shadowstar. But also, what happened in that short of time? I've never been so confused. Bum Phoenix has always been... We're going to stop calling him Bum. We don't even know if he's a bum. He's just playing poker. Just calm down. He's got the hoodie and the beanie on. He's just chilling. There was no badge. Oh, fuck. One of these days, somebody's going to hit 3 months. One of these days. Yes? Take a look at this photograph of the crime scene. See the victim here? He's wearing a hat. I wouldn't think you could see the blood on his forehead. Good point. Justice. Next time you point out an inconsistency, put a little more oomph into it. Mr. Wright, can you explain this to the court? I might leave you all to go play more Persona. If you do, go ahead. I wouldn't hold you to it to stay here. Have fun. I forgot to mention something. I was the one who put the hat on his head. Eh? You put the hat on the dead man's head. He wore it through our entire poker game. After calling the police... Oh, fuck. Gallus will one to Yamazaru. Welcome to the family, Yamazaru. He didn't even say anything. Thank you, Gallus. Welcome to the family, Yama. Shining bright, just like this photograph. And? I picked his hat up off the floor and put it on his head. Why'd you do a thing like that? All I can say is, I'm sorry. But that's the only thing I touched at the crime scene. So, Miss O really didn't see it? Gallus with another one to Ally91? Welcome to the family, Ally. Thank you, Gallus. Bastard. Y'all heard Chris, he's begging me to stay. I will not force you to be here. If you have something else you want to do, go on. I will not keep you here. I'm not holding you hostage. Have fun, brother. So, Missa really didn't see it? It being the victim's, his head. I think not. She was out cold. I believe I was the only one who witnessed his head. Ah, here we go again. Mr. Gavin, you gonna play RE3 on stream? Most definitely. I just don't know if I'm gonna be playing it after this game or not. So I don't know if I'm gonna hold off on buying it for right now. I'm definitely gonna hold off because I've got other things to play, but RE3 stream definitely coming. Pardon. It just seems that our client is determined to lie his way through his case. Hey, he's still our client, isn't he? I believe that's enough of that. Mr. Gavin? This witness's testimony is more like a travesty. It's riddled with lies. Who is the person on this emo? That is Iba from the Somnium Files. She is an AI eyeball. An eyeball, if you will. And I figured it was a good fucking pun because ayaya, get it? AI, yeah. That playthrough is lost to time, but the memories are here for everyone that remembers. I'm beginning to see how you came to lose your attorney's badge 7 years ago. Well, you certainly have a unique way of treating your clients, Kristoff. I never knew. I believe it was you who threw the first stone. Shut up, both of you. If you intend to ever tell the truth about this case, it's now or never. Don't be misled, I haven't told a single lie here. Eh? When I noticed the trap, I put the card in the bottle to dispose of it. And when I put the hat on the victim's head, let's just say I had a reason for doing that as well. A reason? That reason is right here. Your cell phone. That night, recall that I spoke with the defense attorney Gavin after calling the police. Just in case I recorded our conversation. Damn, Phoenix, alright. What's this? Now that we're all here, I see no reason why I shouldn't play it back for the court. Kristoff, I seem to be in a bit of trouble. What's this? Game not going well. Something like that. The gentleman who challenged you, he turned out to be good? He turned out to be dead. Someone hit him. Hard. You mean someone cracked that flawless bone china plate? It wasn't you, was it? Me? Please. The cops should be here any minute. I'm in your hands. Should have come to that. Bone china plate? A kind of porcelain, very smooth and shiny. And not plate, but pate. I believe he's referring to a certain gentleman's balding forehead. Oh, and he wouldn't know unless the hat came off. Damn it, Kristoff. No! You son of a bitch! The court appreciates the defendant's discretion in not indicating my forehead. Wait a second. Something's not right about that phone call. So, after Mr. Gavin ate dinner with you, he left the Borscht Bowl Club. Most certainly. Then, how did he know? When did he see this bone china pate? Oh, that's right. Yes. That was when I began to see my good friend in a different light. Troubled, I returned to the crime scene. And when I spotted Mr. Smith's head again, I realized exactly what was wrong. Well, Mr. Gavin, the stage has been set. Perhaps you would like to explain this to the court. Exactly how did you come by the knowledge, your privileged knowledge of the victim's head? So, this is your reason. The reason why you put the victim's hat back on. Your point, Mr. Gavin? It's come down to this, has it, Phoenix Wright? What about Maya? Where's she at? She at home taking care of the baby. Or at least I think she is. Order? I will have order, Mr. Payne. Yes, Your Honor. I believe this court has been left with no other choice. Are you prepared to hear the defense attorney's... Are you prepared to hear defense attorney Gavin's testimony? Well, as the prosecutor, What do you mean? I'm not saying that it's not Maya's child. I don't know. What do you... What? Stop. Okay? It's been 7 years. Well, she's taking care. She's helping take care of the kid. She knows how to take care of Pearl. She just knows how to take care of kid. Come on. That's not what I'm saying. It's not what I'm saying. All you right Faye niggas, calm down over there. That's all I was saying. I didn't say it was Maya's kid. That's not my ship. Wrong one right there. The baby would have blue hair regardless. Light blue hair. We'll break for 10 minutes. After which Mr. Gavin will take the stand for a cross-examination. Are we all clear on that? Crystal clear, Your Honor. Very well. This will be the final recess for the day. April 20th, 2:32 p.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 3. Mr. Gavin and Mr. Wright are both in the judge's chambers. Who would have thought today would turn out like this? May I? Oh! It's the kid! What? Hello, sir. Please, pick a card. What's all this about? Is this one okay? Excellent. I have a message for you. The last hand is about to be played. You'll need a trump card to make it. A trump card. The card you have chosen is magical. Is it the missing fucking Ace of Spades? Use it wisely and the game is yours. That is all. The bloody Ace of Spades. Damn, alright. Did it show the daughter? Yeah, when Phoenix opened up the locket, he showed us. 3 aces, Mr. Wright's 2. Is 5 aces in all. Who is this? That small child was allegedly Phoenix Wright's daughter. And it looks like she's a magician. Missing 5th ace, or an aspiring magician. Wait, this blotch of red. Is this blood? You have your trump card. Now it's up to you to cut the deck and draw the truth. My father's fate is in your hands. I know you can do it. What's your name? Come back! This bloodstained card is my trump card for finding the truth? I fell deep into thought as my mind raced to understand what this all meant. That girl, I'd seen her recently, but where? That's when I made the connection. Here it comes again. Received from mysterious girl. Ooh. That's allegedly a 7-year-old, or potentially younger. It's not explicitly stated how old the kid is. But thank you. April 20th, 2:45 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 2. Is me in pain. No gods, no king, only Apollo. Court will now reconvene. Defense attorney Christoph Gavin, will you please take the stand? Damn. Now then, if you would, Mr. Payne. Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Would the witness state his name and occupation? Is this farce necessary, Your Honor? Believe me, far stranger things have gone on in this courtroom. Yeah, just a little bit. A couple strange things have. Fine, I'll play along. First, there's one thing we need to have made clear. How did you know about the secret beneath the victim's hat? By secret, I'm guessing he means the fact that Mr. Smith was bald. Forgive my curiosity, but what is it about this fellow's head? Your Honor seems to have an inordinate interest in it, not taste. Phoenix, talk to him. Welcome to the... Okay. I wouldn't call it inordinate, Mr. Gavin. Yeah! Let's go! Mr. Wright. What do you think you're doing, Wright? Wow, things sure look different from the other side. You know what I mean, Apollo? Speaking of looking from the other side, let's consider something for a second. The victim wore that hat all night, never once taking it off, except for that one time. That one time being the instant he was hit. Oh. When Mr. Wright returned from reporting the crime, the hat was lying on the floor. Mr. Wright picked it up and placed it on the victim's head. In other words, in order to have seen Mr. Smith's bald head, you would have had to be at the scene of the crime, at the time of the crime. In other words, you'd have to be the real killer. Is that what you're trying to say? Not bad, Apollo. Mr. Gavin, I'm afraid that I haven't been entirely honest with the court. What? Oh, I assure you, I had the noblest of intentions. I did it all to protect my client, Mr. Wright. Yet, I'm afraid, in the current situation, I see little reason to hide anything. Very well. Allow me to tell you the truth of what happened that night. Well, if murder mystery games have taught me anything, I'm about to use this bloody A's very soon. Finally, you may begin your testimony. Tell us, how were you involved in the events of that fateful night? That fateful night. Here we go. The rage I sensed in that man had troubled me, so I returned to the club. Rage? Phoenix Wright in the word rage? Ever? Once? I went down to the basement and peeked in through the little window to the hideout. Alright. It must have been right after the murder took place. The victim was dead as he appears in the photo. A bald head, an unconscious girl, and Wright holding a bottle in his hand. Allegro is nice. Did we play something before this? We finished up chapter 3, part 1, section A of Your Turn to Die. We finished that up. It was very short. I expected it to be a little bit longer, but it's whatever. It was a good prep. It gave me a little bit more information, and I'm a little bit, Chapter 3, Part 1, Section A. Mikey, that's what it said. It was Chapter 3, Part 1, Section... I can go back and get a screenshot. I was just as confused as what you're saying right now. There was literally nothing past that. Why did it have to say that? I wish I could tell you. Maybe Section B is coming soon? I don't know. I sensed that it was not the best place for me to be at the time, so I left. That's when the call came from Mr. Wright. Mikey was lurking harder than I do in his streams, what a guy. Mikey was actually just in the cut. So, you witnessed the murder. For better or worse, I missed the actual moment of the deed. Mr. Gavin, may I remind you that you are on Mr. Wright's defense team. Your testimony is clearly disadvantageous to your client. What else could I say? I'm standing on the witness stand after all. So you are, Mr. Gavin. And you had to testify as you just did. You had to tell them you saw the scene of the crime through that little window. Mr. Wright? You had to say that, because that was the only probable window of opportunity. Right, Apollo? Oh. Mr. Wright, the defense should do the cross-examination, not the defendant. Any Monster Hunter World streams coming up, and a D&D if Tux actually would do it? I would like to join in on the D&D, but Mikey hate me. I don't know why. Despite being a sub, it's all for appearances. I get it. I can't have any campaigns. Woe is me. Mr. Wright, the defense should do the cross-examination, not the defendant. I know it was towards Mikey. I was just stating my opinion on it. Mr. Justice, are you prepared? Yes, Your Honor. I can't believe I'm going up against Mr. Gavin. This trial is getting weirder and weirder. You get your players and you call me? Look, man. That's fair. That's big fair, actually. The rage I sensed in that man that night troubled me. So... you were talking about the 3 people in the room, right? Went down to the basement and peeked in through the little window to the hideout. Chris D&D streams? Maybe. I will deny you your right to create your own character backgrounds as I toss you into a streamlined dungeon crawl one-shot. Fair enough. All I'm saying is, anytime there's a fresh campaign, hit me. Because I know that Tux is not going to write that campaign. I know he won't. Tux don't even do his homework. It must have been right after the murder took place. The victim was dead, and as he appears in the photo. A bald head, an unconscious girl, and Wright holding a bottle in his hand. Talk to me. Those were the only 3 at the scene of the crime? Yes, as far as I saw at least. Then we're back where we started. The killer was the defendant, Miss Phoenix Wright. Who else could it have been? But why didn't you talk to the police? 2 reasons. First, I didn't actually witness the very moment of the crime. Second, my office was asked to defend Wright. Even after seeing what I had seen, I couldn't abandon my friend. There must have been someone else there the moment of the crime. Justice, I just said I saw no one, not a soul. But that goes against what Mr. Wright said. Ah yes, this mysterious 4th person. Who could conveniently be the real killer, I suppose? Glad to see we agree, Mr. Gavin. Let me pose a question. Tell me, what possible reason did the real killer have to swap the cards in the victim's hand? Perhaps you can show us a reason why such a thing would be necessary. To give fucking, to give Phoenix an out because it doesn't show the two aces. Also, you wanted to hide the bloody ace. How can I show something I can't find myself? Remember, Apollo, the card that was swapped out was the 5th ace. The 5th ace, right. Well, Mr. Justice, the fact that his last name is Justice, dog, don't shoot Oprah. Gun Palm is not responsible for these crimes. He's acting on orders. Can you point to a reason? I can show some evidence. It's now or never. The defense would like to present evidence to the court. Evidence showing the reason why a card was swapped out. Dog. Look at him. Then go ahead and point out your reason, Mr. Justice. Why did the killer take the 5th ace? Has some blood on it. My reason is, this. Is that an ace? Why, it's got blood on it. Right next to the spade. What? Bro, look at that smirk. He was twitching. This is insane. Why wasn't I told about this? Why? Could this be? Could this be the missing 5th ace? Inconceivable. How could you? What are you doing with that card? Well, that's the thing. Why is Mr. Gavin so upset? It's just a fishy card from some fishy girl. Oh, that card? It's mine. That is, I picked it up from the Borscht Bowl Club the night after the murder had occurred. I gave it to my daughter. Cards are her stock and trade, after all. Objection! No, impossible. Unacceptable. The court can't accept this evidence. It's a fraud. A fraud? How can you be so sure? What? I would think the only person who could claim it was a fraud would be the one who took the real card from the crime scene. The real killer. Allow me to elaborate. What if this trace of blood was the reason? The reason for taking the card? The UI for this game on mobile looks like it works surprisingly well. Yeah, I mean, for playing it on a mobile emulator, it's working fantastically. I'm big fan of me for getting it on mobile. Where are you going with this? Take another look at the photo and the victim's head. At the moment of the crime, his hat fell onto the floor, and a trickle of blood ran from his forehead down the back of his head. Couldn't a drop of that blood have fallen on one of the cards? I suppose. The killer then took the card to hide the blood. Objection! Regardless, that evidence is non-permissible. Oh? Right, regardless of how you wasted the last 7 years, you used to be a lawyer. You know what a serious crime it is to conceal evidence. Oh, we can discuss the finer points of our legal system later. What's important now is that I've answered your question. What are you talking about? You wanted to know why the killer would have taken a card from the crime scene. And now I've told you that one drop of blood would have been decisive evidence, you see? Objection! This is baseless conjecture. Baseless. Objection! Phoenix! Hit him! Yeah! Oh, I assure you it's quite based. Give me 1 second. I need that. Hold on. I need that one. I need that. Is quite based? Heat. What? It's amazing, really. How a single drop of blood on a single card can lead us to the truth. It's quite simple. Well, Apollo? Yes? Try picturing the scene of the crime. In your head. Oh! Yo! That was sick! Hold on! The murder took place in the hideout. The body of the luckless victim was found at the poker table. And before the killers swapped a card out, there was a single card with a drop of blood on it in the victim's hand. Given this, there is one decisive problem with this scene. Well, what is it? I mean... Oh, shit. Gallus with a sub to Young Nipple. Welcome to the family, Nipple. And thank you, Gallus, once again. How are you finding these people? Oh, I guess he did talk a little bit ago. You got that. Nah, the fucking... It's very based. Hold on. I need that one. Well, what is it? Let's keep it simple, shall we? Given that there was a drop of blood on the card, whose position in this diagram doesn't fit? The victims? The killers? The witnesses? The second witnesses? Whose position doesn't fit with the bloody card? Where the victim at? Well, isn't it the victim's position that's the problem? I don't follow your logic here, Mr. Justice. Well, look, the victim was struck on the head, sending him back in his chair. You'd think any blood would have fallen behind the body. Excuse me. Not onto the table in front of him. Take a look at the photo again. If he bled in this position, the blood would have fallen on the floor, not on the cards. Why, that's right. So, what does this mean? Incidentally, where we were sitting in swivel chairs. Swivel chairs? Oh, man. Apollo, try turning the chair around. What? Huh? The chair was facing the other way? It would have to be. Dog, this is nice. The gameplay changes are real nice. The victim's chair was facing away from the table. When Mr. Wright returned from informing the police, which way was the chair facing? When I came back to the room, the body was facing as seen in this photo. That would mean the killer turned the chair back around. Let's take the next step. Look at the diagram once more. Who made this? You mean the cork? I don't know the actual original artist, but leave cork alone. Who made this? I made this. But this creates another significant contradiction. Again? Let's test your reasoning skills again, shall we? Apollo, whose location on this diagram contradicts our new understanding of the crime? The killer. Oh, we stealing shit? I mean, I wasn't going to redraw cork just to put cork in. Literally, I could have redrawn it. Definitely could have done that. Whose location creates a contradiction if the victim was facing away? And where the killer is. The victim was struck from the front, correct? Indeed. Well, wouldn't it be hard for the killer to hit him from the front if he was turned around? Not like Phoenix being an ace detective lawyer in this hoodlum gear. Dog. He's just bulling. Literally, all he's got to do is shave and remove that hat. If he removes that hat in this case, it's going to be sick. Sitting where his indicator currently is. I think it'd be quite hard, yes. He woke up in that box. Dog. Check Twitter. Hold on. What is this going to be? The worst part is I have no new notifications. Don't check, just run. You're awful. And I'm retweeting it. Should be back soon. Hold this in the meantime. It's not bald. No bald. Not right now. And I see Mikey knows about the bald. Interesting. Yes, but what you're saying makes no sense. Why would the victim suddenly turn to face the wall in the middle of a game? I believe a sufficient reason will soon come to light. What? There's something in this diagram that makes far less sense, actually. Look again at the diagram. Oh, we're looking back at the diagram? Dog. Apollo, if the victim was struck while he was sitting as shown here, where would his assailant be standing? Try marking it on the diagram. What? But there's no room to put a mark where the killer should be. Don't worry. Let's think it through and see what we find. We know the victim was facing towards the wall at the time of the crime. It's the only thing we know for sure. Try to forget about everything else. Where would the killer have to be standing to strike our victim from the front? He'd have to be standing on the fucking cupboard? Let me lick your heels wrong, chat. The killer would have had to be standing, here. You get points for flair, but that's about all you get. I thought I was onto something there, too. I hardly need to point out that standing there would be impossible. The victim is facing a solid cupboard. Or are you claiming the killer climbed the cupboard and hit him from above? It's simple logic, really. If this was the only place the killer could have been standing, then that means that at the very moment of the crime... Wait, I know. At the moment of the crime, the cupboard wasn't there. What's this now? I mean, that's the only explanation. Right, Mr. Gavin? Your Honor, I have a suggestion for the defense. We should arrange to examine the cupboard in the hideout immediately. Watch the VOD later, gonna try to do a paper. Good luck, CJ. Bailiff, send a team to the crime scene immediately. Have them try to move the cupboard. Your Honor? What? There's one more thing your men should look for. Please give this to the bailiff. He wrote a note telling him what to look for. Yes, I see. You do belong in the courtroom after all, Mr. Wright. I do my best. Well, let's forge ahead here while we wait. Look at the diagram once again. It's been changed. If the killer was standing here at the time of the crime, then this cupboard wasn't here. Which means... Apollo, try moving the cupboard. It was slid to the left. It was blocking the window. He couldn't have seen. Thank you. As you can see, the cupboard was the problem. At the time of the murder, it has to be shown here. Now everything is in place to reconstruct the moment of the crime. Oh my. What's this? What is it now? Look at the diagram of the crime scene once more. It appears we found yet another contradiction. What I believe to be the final contradiction, in fact. Huh? Oh, dang. Notice something, Apollo? A line of deduction is rapidly approaching its logical conclusion. Now then, Mr. Justice, please point to the new contradicting indicator. Is it the victim, the killer, the witness, the second witness? Which indicator in this diagram contradicts what we know about the crime? Well, I mean... Nigga couldn't have seen shit for nothing. About this cupboard. Are we okay with assuming it was moved? Sure, why not? Well, if it was, something really doesn't fit. The cupboard would completely cover up the window next to the stairs. Ah, that's right. Someone standing outside wouldn't be able to see in. Someone like Mr. Gavin. Comfy music. What did you say? Huh? Is the coolest defense in the West losing his cool? Don't expect me to play along with your little game, right? It's only a game until someone gets killed, Mr. Gavin. And someone was, while the window to that room was blocked by a cupboard. So, Mr. Gavin, perhaps you'd like to explain to the court. Exactly where did you witness the crime scene from? Excuse me, Your Honor. Order, this is a court of law and I will have order. We just now received word from our investigative team at the Borscht Bowl Club. They've examined the cupboard in the hideout, Your Honor. Oh? And what did they find? Well, Your Honor, it turns there is a secret passage behind it. What? Fuck, I missed you starting this. Damn it, no, Master Pepe Hands. Ah yes, I believe I mentioned something of the sort before. This is one of the tricks to the room many of our regulars know about. I do remember him saying something about that now that he mentions it. A secret passage is a handy thing to have when you're engaged in illegal goings-on. Never know when you might need to duck away from the eyes of the law. So the room had a secret passage. Where does it go? You like the music? This is my favorite OST thus far, Master. I fucking love it. The other side connects to the restaurant above. The underworld bosses could get away from the cops and enjoy a cold bowl of borscht, no doubt. Is hideout misspelled? No, it's spelled that way on purpose. It's stylistic. Upgers. Just like our killer. Payne? Gavin? Phoenix? See where a line of simple deductive reasoning has led us, Apollo. I see it, but I don't believe it. That girl wasn't kidding when she said I needed this trump card for the last hand. The Ace of Spades! At the time of the murder, the window was blocked and the victim's hat was off his head for a few minutes between Mr. Smith's murder and Mr. Wright's return from calling the cops. In other words, the only place anyone could have seen the victim's bald head was from inside the hideout. Well, Mr. Gavin, come on, say something. Dare I ask what really happened that night? Actually, I think we can probably figure it out ourselves at this point. That night, for whatever reason, our killer had a date with Mr. Smith, a date with destiny. And he crouched, and hidden in the secret passageway behind the cupboard, holding his breath, waiting for just the right moment. Then the chance came, and he took it. Cracked. Yeah. Why did you do that? Wait here, I'll get help. Miss Olga O'Reilly was out cold, struck by Mr. Smith. But his time was soon to come. Mr. Wright went upstairs to call the cops, leaving Mr. Shady Smith in the hideout with the unconscious dealer. Then our killer stepped out from behind the secret passage and into the hideout. The victim must have heard the cupboard sliding aside. He wheeled his chair around to look, and whack! After the deed was done, the criminal must have seen blood on the card. What is this? That's cork. What do you mean? No, explain what you mean. What do you mean? What? Sealed, are you okay? What is this example? What you mean? He looks weird. He do look weird. He do be looking weird. Seesaw niggas. After the deed was done, the criminal must have seen blood on the card. He would have, of course, realized the need to destroy the evidence. And single spot of blood told the whole story of the crime. Too bad for him he didn't linger any longer in the hideout that night. If he had, he might have noticed the cards on the floor. And the fact that they were all red. Oh, you're done. Sleep Warrior. I love this emote. It's just so simple. He's doing nothing. He's just chilling. Well, it seems this trial has taken yet another turn. I'm truly, truly sorry I had to see this day come, Mr. Gavin. Mr. Gavin? Mr. Payne. Yart. Yes, Your Honor. The prosecution will continue its investigation. As for Mr. Phoenix Wright, the defendant, he is hereby cleared of all suspicion. Wait for it. Believe me when I say I don't believe this is happening, Mr. Gavin, but I'm afraid circumstances call for me to issue a warrant for your arrest immediately. Objection! Oh, you don't get to do that. Oh, no need to apologize. I rather enjoyed myself. It's not every day you get to witness a legendary attorney's dirty tactics firsthand. Your point, Mr. Gavin? Frankly, Your Honor, I'm shocked that a person of your caliber would be taken in by such a low-grade parlor trick. Excuse me. The defendant is cleared of all suspicion. This is hardly the time for jokes, Your Honor. Mr. Wright hasn't proven anyone's guilt or innocence here. What he has done is use illegal evidence to put the blame on someone else. Not just anyone else, but me, his own defense attorney. Okay, first of all, I'm his defense attorney. Apollo Justice is his defense attorney. Not you, nigga. I'm the defense. Not you. Like, it's just so simple. Illegal evidence? Talk to him, Phoenix. Let me ask you, Mr. Gavin. Is there still any reason at the present to suspect me of wrongdoing? Of course, this bottle, for instance. The bottle of grape juice Mr. Wright was drinking? How do you intend to explain away the fingerprints on the murder weapon? He could have just picked it up upside down when he was hiding the fucking card, guy. Are you serious? And not just any fingerprints. Am I right, Mr. Payne? Actually, yes. The fingerprints on the bottle were upside down. I seem to recall this being an issue earlier. The court and this case demand an explanation. The art for this port is so clean. Yeah, that's why when I looked up the screenshots of the game on DS and screenshots of the game on mobile, I was like, damn, I gotta get the mobile version just because it looks better to me. And that is to hit someone with the bottom of it. Well, Your Honor. See how the codfish squirms last, or see how the codfish squirms to the last? Well, Apollo. Yes. Your boss seems awfully concerned about this bottle still, but I'm sure you can come up with a suitable explanation, just like that. Yeah. Just like what? Why would anyone grab a bottle upside down other than to... Don't let him trick you into thinking his explanation is the only legitimate one. Is there really another? Take another look at the court record. I believe you'll find a simple answer there. If he was taking them out of the box, I said it offhand, but yeah, if he was taking them out of the box, you would pick it up like that. You'd have to. You wouldn't be able to grab it otherwise. Is that nigga Phoenix rocking a Jesus piece? No, he's just got a locket that has a... He's got a bust-down daughter on his neck. I believe you'll find a simple answer there, in plain sight. How about you just say the answer in plain words? It would be hasty to deliver a verdict without unanswered questions, indeed. Well, Mr. Justice, Mr. Gavin said that the court, in this case, demand an explanation. Don't worry, justice won't leave until justice is done. That's a line right there. Perhaps the defense would care to enlighten the court. What evidence do you have to explain why the fingerprints on the bottle are upside down? I hope this is the case. About to take damage? It's actually easier to show you than explain, Your Honor. Place that bottle on the floor next to the chair. Excuse me, on the floor. Yes. Now reach down and pick it up, without getting out of your chair. Oh, the nod is nice. See, you naturally go to pick the bottle up by its neck, with your fingers upside down. Look at this photograph, taken on the night of the murder. The defendant, Mr. Wright, sat here, playing piano, bottles of grape juice on the floor by the side of his piano bench. Ghost with the sub to, or Gauss with the sub to Ghost. Ghost, you're in here? Hey, I see you, nigga. Thank the man. Thank Gallus. He's going nuts for no reason. He would have naturally picked the bottles upside down He would have picked up the bottles upside down several times. Wow, I can't believe it was that simple. We call our dinner that evening, Christophe. I was drinking my usual juice then, too. Basically, you used the bottle on the table to do the deed. But then you must have remembered. So you went and picked up one of the bottles from under the piano. And you switched the bottles. You took one of Mr. Wright's bottles and made it look like the murder weapon. Order, order. What do you have to say to these charges, Mr. Gavin? Fascinating. So this is the legendary attorney's famed tactic of misdirection. What? You claim that I switched the bottle. Where is your proof? Proof? Well, that's, as I thought, more baseless conjecture. I'm afraid your bottle of proof is quite empty. Phoenix, talk to him. I wouldn't be so sure about that. Your Honor, when you initiated the investigation of the hideout earlier, do you recall I requested an additional investigation? Oh. Yeah, Ghost's been here for a while. That's the homie. Big homie Ghost. I just didn't expect him to get a random gift sub. I have your memo about that here. Retrieve the bottles from under the piano at the Borscht Bowl Club. And here's one of the bottles. What are you going to dust that for fingerprints, too? I would be surprised if any were on that but his. Mr. Gavin probably wouldn't make it such a novice mistake, true. That bottle won't bear a trace of anything. Say, Apollo. Yes? Why don't you go ahead and examine that bottle? But why? Just humor me. Mr. Wright, that bottle will solve this case once and for all. What? That's some bottle. Oh. Does this one have the card in it? You motherfucker. There's something inside the bottle. Looks like the Five of Hearts. Yup. What's this? That card. It can't be. Recall that unpleasant woman's testimony for a moment. Miss Olga O'Reilly? Yes, our little swindling debauchka. That night I planted the card like I was supposed to, and Wright lost the last hand just like he was supposed to. And Smith searched it, but couldn't find the card. He put it in a bottle. So, if he put it in the bottle, why would it not be the one on the scene? Wait, this isn't... You're telling me that this is the planted card you disposed of? The one you mentioned in this piece of testimony? Yep. Got him. Actually got him. Blue card suit niggas. Dispose where? You put it in a box. Yeah, we got this, Flashback over. I got it. I understand. The Five of Hearts. This is the card. The bottles were swapped. And the only one who could have done that was the fourth person in the club that night. You, Mr. Christoph Gavin. Oh. Dejected head shake. Oh, it's rumbling in here. Yo, calm down back there. That is all. Is this your idea of revenge, Phoenix Wright? Revenge? Revenge for the events that took away your attorney's badge 7 years ago? My past is like my logic, straight and true. Nothing's changed. All I did was point the finger of justice in the proper direction. Ah, it's like poetry, it rhymes. Fine. I'm glad we could have this little tete-a-tete, right? This is insane. What about me? Don't I get to prosecute anyone? Shut up, Payne. This ain't about you. I believe this time we finally come to the end of our trial. Mr. Payne, do you have a report for us on Christoph Gavin? He's admitted everything. We're processing his arrest now. I see. Still, one has to wonder why he would do such a thing. He didn't even have a connection to the victim, did he? None that we know of. Mr. Wright, have you anything to add? I'm afraid I can't shed any more light on the matter. About this victim, Mr. Shady Smith. His occupation was listed as traveler. An odd profession to be sure. This is going to come up later. One thing I've learned from playing this game is the first trial always comes back in the end. I'll arrange a follow-up investigation, Your Honor. Good. Mr. Wright? Yes? 7 years, and you still haven't lost your touch. Christoph Gavin was a man with much significance for me, both as a friend and as a lawyer. He was extremely talented, to be sure. I needed two things before I could confront him. The first was a place where no injustice would be tolerated, this courtroom. Second was a man who would tolerate no injustice. In other words, a defense attorney. You, Apollo. Me? A dark time is coming for our legal system. A twisting of justice brought by our own very court system. We have to set it right. At least not for 2-1. I guess. Technically, yeah. Maggie, well, Maggie came back later, but it wasn't the case. It wasn't relevant to the case, right? We have to set it right. Mr. Wright. Our work lies ahead of us, and I, for one, am looking forward to it. Well, this seems like a good time to announce a verdict. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Phoenix Wright, not guilty. 1-0. Oh, that confetti sucks. It's whatever, though. Court is adjourned. April 20th. Oh, you almost did it. 420 on 420. You should have did it. District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 3. Hey, Phoenix. Thanks, Apollo. You came through just like I thought you would. I'm pretty sure I didn't do a thing in there. It was you who cornered the killer. I couldn't have done it by myself. You sensed it too today, didn't you? Your ability. Ability? Yes, it's a sensitivity I lack. You'll come to understand it soon enough. Wait, I wonder if he means... Yup. Perceive. Did we ever get your opinion on Apollo's theme? All the OST in this game slaps. The only thing I don't really fuck with is the intermission jingle. The intermission jingle is the only piece of music I don't really fuck with. Weird vibe. What was that, Mr. Wright? You have to find the answer to that question yourself. The answer, right. Today was full of questions without answers, most of them about Mr. Gavin. What possible reason would he have to commit murder? Perhaps you'll learn that in the days to come. Huh? Wait, you don't know, do you? This locket is the key. Huh? Oh, that reminds me. I met the girl whose picture's in your locket. Tell us her name. Your daughter, right? That's right. She's my daughter. You know, you were right about this locket. Eh? I took this off his neck the night he died. But it looks like our dear Russian scam artist saw me. So the truth is this locket really did belong to him. Wait, but that's perjury! You testified. You said that locket was yours. I said no such thing, actually. Huh? I merely said that it was a locket with my daughter's picture inside. That is correct. A subtle distinction, but it's a distinction nonetheless. And it's the truth. Wait, but then why? Why was the victim wearing a locket with a picture of your daughter inside it? Sometimes the straightest path to the truth isn't the best one. Give it time. You're still just getting started with your career. Speaking of which, I may be out of a job. I work for Gavin Law Offices after all. I still can't believe I just saw Mr. Gavin get led away in handcuffs. Apollo. Yes? How about coming to work for me? Eh? You mean at the Wright & Co. Law Offices? I mean, there's not a single attorney in my generation that doesn't know it. I can't imagine that to be true, but... Wait, but didn't you... You're not a... Oh, I turned in my badge, yes? I'm not an attorney anymore. That incident 7 years ago. That legendary trial. And at the middle of it all was one man. Phoenix Wright. I really wish if they're showing a flashback to that case, you could have just used old Phoenix Sprite. We need a reaction to anime openings? No. No, we don't. The case reached its sad conclusion and he left law for good. Have you ever thought about coming back to the courts? I'm not qualified to stand in a court of law, I'm afraid. Didn't you notice it in today's trial? It was a single piece of forged evidence. The ace. The ace of spades! Forged evidence? What are you talking about? I'm talking about evidence that shouldn't have existed. A naughty magician's trick. One piece of evidence struck me as odd, it's true. It just seemed, well, too perfect. I'll bet this was the forged evidence. You mean this, don't you? Oh, dragged down from the top. I got this from your daughter, Mr. Wright. Yes, that card couldn't have been found at the crime scene. Why? Because the killer took it with him when he left. Leaving the wrong card in its place, luckily for us. Yeah, it's a fraud. He knew. Yep. Right. That verdict was already handed down 7 years ago. Not trying to see these niggas duel on a beach. I'll be fine. I'll be fine without it. Then you really... Yes, I forged this card. One look at the crime scene should have told you it wasn't real. But you can't do something like that and call yourself an attorney. Good thing he's not an attorney anymore right now, Apollo. Who's calling themselves an attorney, Apollo? So it's true. The rumor is true. 7 years ago... None of that matters much now, does it? Did you just hit him? Apollo. I punched him. You know this guy has durability on durability feats, right, Apollo? You didn't do shit. It's your story from here on out, Apollo. Perhaps I can help you turn the next page. My office's address. Drop in if you like. Mr. Wright. Oh, about your uppercut. Try yelling, "Take that," next time. I find it packs a little more punch. And Apollo, thanks for today. I had a good time. See you later, Phoenix. And with that, Mr. Wright walked out the door. And that's how my first trial ended. A lot of mysteries went unsolved, and, at the time, I had no idea they were all related. Every mystery that day, connected by a single thread of logic. I'd find that out soon enough. My name is Apollo Justice, attorney at law, and this is how my story begins. The end. Yay. Turnabout corner. So we'll just go ahead and save. Save complete. And there she is. Do we get to see the rest? Turnabout Serenade? Wait, is that, it has to be a prequel, right? Because that's Kristoff. Oh, he's back. He's back. Everyone run. But I think that's gonna do it for me today. I really didn't even intend on starting this game today, to be perfectly honest with you. But actually I'm fucking with it thus far. I fuck with non-attorney Phoenix. Mendham actually is just I want to know her name, but we'll find that out tomorrow, I guess. Thanks everybody for coming out. Welcome all new members of the family. Thanks Gallus for dropping all of those gift subs once again. So this case, Phoenix quit after, is not a case from the OG trilogy. I think we haven't seen it because we have no reason. I assume this is going to be the case where Phoenix quits, right? Turnabout Serenade, because this seems like it's Kristoff before, because he's not wearing glasses, right? It seems like this is before he became this, right? But as it stands right now, that's going to do it for me. We're definitely going to be checking out episode 2 tomorrow for Apollo Justice. But either way, thank you very much for coming out. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace. A little bit of a shorter stream, but peace.